What's up, everybody? Welcome back, man. It's your boy D Fran.
Boy, B Neely.
Your boy Zard.
We back in the building, Absolutely Unsure Podcast for another week. So before we get into everything we got to talk about this week, make sure you subscribe. SoundCloud,
Yes,
Spotify, iTunes.
All that.
I think I'm gonna have to start breaking up the videos.
Do that.
Them hoes be too big. They be like 9 gigabytes, and them hoes be taking forever. So I think I'm gonna have to just start putting out clips. That's why I got my paper.
Just do the segments.
That's what I'm saying. I'm about to start doing the timestamp shit because them hoes be.
If you would have put the D Wade conversation out,
nigga, we can still put the hoe out. Shit.
Put that hoe out. Niggas gonna eat that hoe up.
We can still put that hoe out, but we got a lot to talk about this week. Well, do we have a lot? We'll figure it out. We got shit to talk about. I'm sure it'll go into other shit, but we got good things.
Yeah, I guess.
What you got?
Man.
These hoes back to back.
Well, we did Saturday. It's Saturday to Wednesday. It's been like 4 days. Ain't nothing, sprung up in your life. You ain't got nothing.
Hey, bro said he need a raise. He working him too hard.
Oh,
He read my mind, bro. I'm
you
waiting
have
on
to
it.
call somebody else for that raise.
It's any day now.
We talking about here at the show.
Oh.
he talking about work. We talking about here.
Oh
at the
yeah,
show.
nigga. Robert getting 50%. I'm getting 10%. Goddamn.
See the number. Those numbers don't start making sense in my head when I start hearing numbers.
Nah.
I guess Robert the talent. That's what's making sense.
Because when I hear 50 and then you 10, and that mean me at 40, and then that don't even make any sense in my head. So I got to start reverberating through the.
Nah, D Fran, you good. It's because he didn't read the contract. It's 50-50, and you a profit.
You just there.
You just a profit partner.
No, fuck, he ain't even a profit partner. He get what the fuck he get. Don't throw a goddamn fit.
You just throw him a little change every now and then.
My little emoji nigga on the motherfucking cover.
It's about to just be the name.
Man.
We changing it.
You gotta talk to your lawyer.
Man, shit, good thing. Yeah, I do need that raise, man. Shit ain't no cap.
But what? Never mind. I don't want to put all your business out there. I don't know what you do.
What you talking about?
No, I was saying like, cause you say raise, but I don't know how bartending work. Do y'all get hourly and thing, or it's just tip? I don't know how it works.
Nah, we hourly ain't shit.
So y'all get paid like waiters and waitresses, like the little whatever the fuck, or y'all get more than them just because you don't know.
You get like you get the alcohol tip out, but besides that, like nothing really special.
So like waiters, they be getting paid like $250, right? Like that's how much they get paid, like per hour.
Nobody's checking for the check.
I feel like waiters, at least now today, they should get paid like at least a minimum wage, because minimum wage ain't like it's any fucking like $7.25 ain't shit any goddamn way. At least give me a little something to work with here.
I wouldn't argue with you. I mean, but
that ain't shit. That's like $7.25. You do 40 hours a week. That's like, I don't know. It's like $280 a week. Something like that.
It'll help because you get about 300 to 500 in tips a week, so it definitely will help.
I was saying, at least it could give me like, maybe I didn't get a good tip today, but like that extra $200, or you know what I'm saying, something shit.
Yeah, I think most good servers not really tripping on the checks because you're getting what you know how to churn out your money. But nah, I'm not looking to get a raise at bartender. You trying to make jokes?
For real, I was asking because I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know if y'all get paid regular. Plus
I'm moving to a whole nother position. I ain't even trying to be bartender no more. That's what we gonna say.
Look, we can't even have conversation. I'm just trying to have conversation. I ain't
I
trying to
heard that. I seen the joke.
No, it's because he laughed. I don't know what wrong. I think he laughed and he said something. I don't know what he did. I was serious.
We're just asking, bro.
I'm just asking.
I seen where that question was coming from. Nah, it's cool. It's like a raise, nigga. Bartender, nigga.
No, I'm saying what
y'all get
paid?
Hey, how y'all get paid?
You like what they gonna move you up to 275, nigga? Like,
how y'all get paid at your little job?
Oh man, come on now.
Yeah, nigga, from 225, 275. You waiting on that, nigga?
You better go be a bottle girl at one of them other places. That's where the bartenders get paid at. They ain't even really bartenders. I don't know what the hell they be doing.
Bringing bottles.
Oh, they just servers, basically.
Go work at Atomic Bottle. Get you some money. Get you some tips.
Yeah, they servers, but they be it's like a Hooters basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just with bottles, and they basically only pay attention to the sections. So yeah, each section is a table basically type shit. It's the same shit.
If you ain't spending money, you gotta go.
Yeah, and they just like Hooters, they talk to the niggas that's about the
they
money.
got the money.
I seen personally nigga hand up $100, $200, yeah, to two girls.
I was talking to, I forget who I was talking. I was probably talking to Carl about it. That's the only fucking person I'd be talking to. What is besides like a legal thing, something legal? What do guys have that is something like related to that you could do to make that? Because them girls are making a lot of money doing that shit. Besides selling drugs, like what's something that guys can do? Besides like you got to own your own fucking business, you got to do whatever. Like what's something comparable to that?
Like to earn tips and shit.
To earn as much money as they do so easily. Nothing really, huh?
Not like really, it's a real job. I would say like a real job, maybe. Like
not directly comparable, like be a butler or something. I don't know, like a personal driver. You know,
like a male bartender. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's not many things that you could compare that to.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, so pretty much, like I said, there's nothing.
That's luxury for
like
women, though. Like
that's what I'm saying. They have like a things they can do.
Looks.
Yeah.
It's just something that's a plus for women.
Rob, you got any good things?
Man, it was a long week, but I made it. And I'm at my weekend, so it's up.
Oh, you watch your weekend? That's good. That's good. Shit, I wish I was on my goddamn weekend.
I just got off mine.
But, you know, it's been a long week, been a good week. I'll just tell you a good thing. It's just been a good week. I ain't got nothing specific. It's just been we alive.
Hey,
we
sometimes
alive.
The weeks get long. You just try to get through it. We made it.
I had a good thing about Orlando Brown and Delonte West. I mean, seeing them get help, I feel like it was similar to what you said about the girls. Like, usually those stories end up where they just keep being memes and keep just being up in more and more tragic stories until either suicide or nobody even hear from him again. But the fact that for especially Orlando Brown, that nigga got his mind back. I don't know how much about Delonte West, but he rapping and I mean, shit. I know he back in church and whatever, man, bro. Whatever gives you peace of mind, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm just happy to see that from him because we know how that go, man.
I just like the Delonte West shit, that's old, but I just like that somebody at least went to a tip because it could have went either way. Somebody could have went to go try to help, and he could have just been like, you know, fuck you, I don't need your help, because that's how people be sometimes. They don't want to be helped. But some people,
it's not that they don't want to be helped; they just feel so embarrassed too.
I mean, there's that, but there's some people just like leaving the fuck alone. But then there's people who like they want help, but nobody's reaching that hand out to help. It's like when we used to go to the homeless people, feed the homeless people, and there's that guy who was like, I forgot what he was doing. He just needed a way to contact his sister. He contacted his sister. She came, drove over there, picked him up, and I don't know what their life is now, but in that moment, you got reconnected with your family. I think she didn't know he was homeless, and then I don't know what they're doing now, but he got off the streets that night at least.
Man, that's all I had.
All right, let's get to the juicy shit. Let's get into COVID.
Let's get to the video.
I want to get into COVID. COVID's a trick. COVID's crazy. You know, we can't even talk about COVID. It's a crazy.
Yeah, you're not even supposed to say that word.
YouTube, you can't even say that word.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know they got it like, I don't know if it's AI. I don't know if it's whatever. But if you go on Instagram and you just even like type the word vaccine or in your video you say it, they automatically pop up that little that disclaimer like, look at the facts of COVID, whatever. You could just be like, oh, I got the COVID shot. Boom, the little ticker thing at the bottom pop up. This is talk about COVID. Even I think one of your videos, Bryce, I don't know if you talked about COVID. I seen it on your YouTube. And it was at the bottom. This is like COVID-19 related conversation. Some shit I was saying, but. Ain't really too much to say about COVID. They're trying to go see if it's built in a lab now, if it's genetically engineered. They said it was natural. Now it might not be natural. You know, hey, we'll see what happened. A lot of people died.
My biggest thing is about this work shit.
Oh, no, the work shit is kind of crazy to me. So if you didn't know, that there's I don't know if it's equal opportunity, some kind of, one of these departments that like, regulate work and jobs and whatever. They're saying that they can legally mandate jobs that you have to get COVID vaccine to work. So I listened to the radio and I didn't read about it. I heard the story that here in Houston, there are medical workers that they're saying that to work you have to get the COVID vaccine. Then they started firing like executives They're suing them for damages, all these things. There's a bunch of workers that are part of the lawsuit. And I was like, essentially, like COVID is still like, they did trials, but it's still like a trial. It's not FDA approved. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, here's this vaccine. It proved to work in some of these trials. Let's mass produce it, you guys.
Shit's still being recalled.
Basically, it's the best one we got so far.
They put it back out. The Johnson Johnson one. It got took off for like, it got took down for like a couple of days. They said people was getting blood clots potentially, but then they rolled the Johnson Johnson back out there.
People were getting it. I know 2 accounts personally. See, that's when you know what's crazy. About that. You want to know what's crazy? I don't know anybody that got COVID, but I know 2 people personally affected by the vaccine. That's all I say.
Well, I know people that got COVID.
Like the symptoms and everything?
That have had COVID, like they got a positive test.
Like
you talking
about
people like get on ventilators and shit like that?
Yeah, like really was like I
never seen people on their deathbed. Like I
ain't talking about nobody that got tested and they say, "Oh, I had COVID." I'm talking about people really fucked up.
Oh no, I ain't never seen that.
I've seen 2 people had strokes. One had brain contusions and bleeding and blood clots.
Damn, from the vaccine?
From the vaccine?
Can't say it's from the vaccine, but she just had it, and that happened literally in the same week.
So a possible coincidence.
For both people, it happened within a week.
So possible. But I feel like honestly, that's how it is with all drugs as well, though, because it's like we'll find like 50 million Americans took it, and then let's say, I mean, 10,000 is still too many, but 10,000 people had like adverse to bad side effects. It's like when you look at these commercials that's like, hey, take sciatica. And at the end, they like, it cause death, damage, eyes, this, strokes. It's like, some people, medicine ain't made for your body.
Breaking news.
Some people get fucked up by it.
Everybody has side effects to every drug. Some people, it don't affect them.
I'm talking about like some you might get dizzy when you take some. It's either you get dizzy, and then there's some people that might die. It's
people... Even from with women that take the pills, they get weight gain and all types of shit. So
the people you're talking about with the vaccine, how old were they?
They were, one I believe is in their 40s to 50s, and then the other dude, he said that's his mom, and he was pretty old. So I was like, she was probably 70s.
No, some older. They was older.
Yeah,
or a little bit older.
Yeah, you never know. It's
well, you gotta think about it, bro. Your body is a chemical compound that's fucking magical, honestly. Like, bro, you can't recreate this shit. Like, if somebody tried to recreate it, it'll be some retarded ass clone in the basement somewhere. So when you create a fucking thing, bro, it ain't gonna match us completely. And that's why a lot of these things that like have side effects. I think almost every drug, whether it's for allergies or depression or whatever the fuck, it's gonna help one thing, but it's definitely gonna have a side effect in another, bro, because it's just not gonna match your body perfectly, bro. Only thing that can match your body perfectly is the food and natural shit like that, because that's the real medicine, the shit that we really put in our body and what we eat. And that's honestly the only thing that's really compatible to us. And even then, everything in nature not compatible to our body. A lot of people are allergic to things in nature. So imagine some shit niggas making in the lab. Like,
yeah, there's a theory on that.
I think that shit just tricky, because that's how they be getting people. They be like, like they start hitting you with requirements for shit like, well, I don't think you gotta have a vaccine to go to these games and shit like that. I don't know if you do. I don't think so. But like, if you want to go out the country, you must get a vaccine. It's like, damn, I really want to go out the fucking country, but fuck, I want to get the vaccine. But I want to go out the country to go, to wherever, Cancun, whatever the hell you want to go. So it's like there's caveats that go along with taking, and even like the work shit, like, most people don't got the luxury to be like, nah, fuck that vaccine. Fuck, I got to go to work. Like, fuck, I can't just, I'm the only one in the house. Like, you're at the only place, you're the only person at your crib working. You had this job for 20 years. You got benefits, this, that. It's like, I'm not about to be 45 and try to start over somewhere else, even if it's a similar place. Because when you start over, you
start over because they all doing it, possibly.
Well, yeah, true. But I think work.
Only thing, corporations will have to stand up at that point, but The medical industry can make it a vested interest, nigga. They could,
I
because
think
they
that
got a lot of money.
I think it happened in the hospital because the hospital's like I was listening. They were saying that the people in the hospital have a duty to their patients, so they have like what was they saying? Like a duty to I guess be as healthy as you can. Like you should try to you should try to like I don't know prevent and do. You should be like going above and beyond because I guess you know how devastating it was, especially in the beginning, and now just take the vaccine and everything will be hunky dory.
They say we got free will and all this other shit, free liberty, but they sure try to manipulate you into doing shit. Even if it's by guilt, bro. Like that shit's just like, bro, let people think on their own. We know everybody has been clearly know the toll of COVID.
Yeah.
If there's a vaccine, bro, that's all you have to do, bro. Just get what do they call those things? Them little infomercial, whatever the fucking I forgot what they call it, but just put out the information, say there's a vaccine, bro. Let the people that can take it, or want to take it, bro. Yeah. Niggas they literally having commercials about the vaccine. I'm seeing commercials.
Oh, I ain't seen one of them yet.
No, I ain't seen
on YouTube. I've seen them.
I ain't seen the COVID vaccine commercial. I just heard them like in the story walk through Walmart. They like, hey, come to the pharmacy, get your first free COVID. It's like, damn, just pull up. Like, fuck it. I'm at Walmart. Get my shot.
It's people talking about why you should take it type shit. Like I ain't say it ain't Johnson commercial vaccine, but it's people advocating like it was a politician. I've seen that on YouTube during commercials and shit. This is the reason that, bro. I've seen it.
On YouTube they be I know, okay, yeah. I thought you were talking about like a regular TV. Like
no, I don't watch
prime time.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about on YouTube. You see them commercials.
I mean, if you want to take it, go take it. If you don't. Like I feel like
they don't do that with the flu. They didn't do that. They didn't do that with the flu, and I feel like there's some extra shit with this COVID.
I mean, they do it for that. What's that one shot when you graduate high school? You go to college. You got to take that one shot before you go to college.
Yeah, I don't know. I know what you're talking about though. I know it's not hepatitis, but it's like something.
It is. You gotta take the hepatitis like 3 times in your life, and you gotta take a.
You took that. You don't know what that is.
Well, nigga, I wasn't in my mind when I didn't know about shit like this.
Would you not have took that? There's like you can't come to college. You would not have took that.
Well, you don't have to.
No, you could. You don't you have to take that?
If you want to stay on campus.
Yeah,
no, I think you can start some stuff.
Even if you coming to and from campus, you gonna be on campus.
I think you can.
I know. It was like I know they was pressing about that. I know when I was trying to get in the dorms, they was like, "Hey, we need this file." So I know it was like they was like. Send this through. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go get it because I ain't got it since I was like 6th grade.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I got it too. Yep.
But I think with the COVID thing, it's just like it happened so fast and the vaccine came so fast. Like, I get people being skeptical. Like I think the thing that goes wrong is when people get like bashed for being skeptical. Like you could be skeptical. Like, hey, y'all, COVID happened in May. Y'all had a vaccine in like November. I was like, how y'all do it so fast? And y'all say, it's not even like, from what I read, I could be wrong. Hey, everybody hit this absolute shot. I could be completely fucking wrong. But I was reading that they say it's not even, it's not like the flu where they give you like a weaker, you know what I'm saying? Like they give you like a weaker virus of this. It's some kind of like protein that's like, what was it? It's like a fake, I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not a strain of COVID. It's not like a weaker COVID. It's like a made up actual thing that's supposed to mimic COVID. I don't know how to explain
it. Venom, if you ever get a venom, the anti-venom is venom. It's just diluted and
but that's what I'm saying. That's what they do for the flu shot. Thanks. For the COVID, that's not what that is.
You ever heard of that, Robert? Like when it's same with the like you said, the shit like when you have a weaker version, your body get immune to it. As far as it knows what it's attacking with the flu shot and stuff like that. I don't know how it works with the venom, but they basically dilute and mess with the venom enough to whether you need the same venom as vaccine. I mean, as the healing thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I know like whenever it comes to like snake bites, the anti-venom is like the last resort.
I don't know. I'm scared of shit like that. I don't even want to even be in a situation where I got to get anti-venom and venom and all kind of shit. But, hey, like I said, if you want to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. I just don't be shaming everybody. I see people like, you want to kill people's grandparents? Like, damn, I just, let me just chill. Like, hey, let me just, do my thing. Let me just,
My point is, if the people that's in danger and the people that really want to get the vaccine get it, what's the harm of the people that don't get the vaccine? Because obviously they're willing to risk their own life or whatever you want to call it. If y'all get the vaccine, aren't y'all fine?
I feel like the most of the risk is like for the elderly or people who got like
don't if they get the vaccine, they're
already.
fine. Technically,
yeah, like it should. They should be. Like they shouldn't be.
In theory, if you get a vaccine,
you're not 100% immune, but like you can still, from what I see, absolutely sure, you get it, but it's like a milder. It's not like, oh shit, I need a respirator. Shit, I'm about to die. It's just like, maybe I get a little sniffle and
My point is, in theory, if you get the vaccine, you're supposed to be less vulnerable. So people that didn't want to get the vaccine, that really shouldn't be affecting you. You shouldn't really be worried about it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I get when people be trying to like preach, like, you know what I'm saying? It's for society. If everybody get the vaccine and everybody good, then, you know what I'm saying? That's something we could get past. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's one perspective. What about the people who have caught it and they was asymptomatic, like they ain't get no symptoms, and now they got the antibodies, so they technically should be good, right?
Yeah, it's an antibodies last like 4 months.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. From what I read, I could be fucking wrong. I don't know. I'm just spitting out misinformation here, but
bro, if your body get immune to something like that, shit just don't stop. Like your body adapted to it. Like,
and then all the people who ain't caught it, you know what I'm saying? Why do I feel like I'm at risk or will be putting anybody else at risk if I ain't really had that issue?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't do the hand sanitizer shit like everybody. I live my life like I was living before. I'm naturally wash my hands, naturally do whatever, but I've been fine.
Oh no. I got on the sanitizer.
Yeah.
Bro, sanitizer, if you really look into it, the science, bro, that don't help you not.
Hey, make me feel good.
Yeah, I'm just saying, your body need microbials to build immunity. And the way you build immunity is by touching bacteria. Like,
you don't kill germs.
But washing your hands is fine, but to kill most of the bacteria in your hands with the 99%, that kind of weakens your immunity, honestly, over time, especially if you use it a lot.
Like rubbing alcohol too?
For the most part, because it kills a lot, but we don't use that a lot. But when you do, like when we stayed in the house and use sanitizer on everything, like it really weakens most people's immune system. Because you have to be outside and touch natural things. Like, that's how you build immunity. Like, kids playing the dirt and all that shit, like, they build immunity like that. You see dogs eat dirt and shit like it. People, that's how you build your immunity. Like, and all type of animals do it.
You eat dirt?
Nah, we did when we was younger, though. Just playing in the dirt, just being dirty in general, like that helps your body build up.
Birds used to eat bird food, all kind of shit.
Oh, chia seeds.
That nigga just said being dirty is healthy.
Be dirty.
To a certain extent,
be dirty, be filthy, live your life, be nasty as hell. Your immunity will go through the roof if you nasty as hell.
I'll be in funny. To a certain point, you do need to keep certain bacteria, but that's something that happens naturally. I mean, and when you do stuff like with those harsh like sanitizers, like regular soap don't kill all the germs on your body type shit, so it's a little different. Yeah. But I'm sure y'all niggas not OD with this shit.
No. OD, just get a little.
I don't know. Honestly, bro, like the water, that shit don't feel right. I'm not trying to. I feel like I'm bleaching myself, low key.
When you put on hand sanitizer.
Yeah, bro, like nigga, 99%, like nigga, what the fuck this doing to my skin, nigga?
Hopefully you got one of the percentage that got the COVID off me.
Getting the germs off, you know what I'm saying? I like
y'all keep the other shit on. Like if it keep like a little, hey, you about to get like a little stomach bug. Like I'll take that shit over the damn COVID. Fuck it. I'll take the little stomach bug, you stay on there. But the COVID gotta go. Cause I'm a big nigga. It's affected us big niggas. I don't know what the hell's gonna do to me if I might be out. Y'all niggas little. I catch you. I might be pieced out. Y'all gonna see me
Hey,
on
hold
the
up,
goddamn.
cuz.
You gonna see me on the goddamn ventilator. I'm be.
Who you calling little?
Y'all little. Y'all like fucking. You like what, 135 pounds or some shit like that. I don't know how big.
140.
Okay, yeah, y'all good. You know, but I think I already had. Like, people always say I think I already had it. I don't know. I was sick as hell in January, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't have it. Maybe I did. I don't know. But I was down like a dog for like 3 days.
What's over here? 2020. It was like late
Man, that shit hit. That shit hit
2019.
like 2019. Motherfuckers ain't really start talking about it till March. But you hear a lot of motherfuckers saying,
Shit.
"Oh damn, I was sick about the end of 2019, 20."
December,
Nah, bro.
I had a mean cold.
Nah, towards the end of 2019, bro, I caught like a mean fever. I'm talking about 102 type shit. Like I was down bad for a little minute.
I had that
Then
fam.
after that, I was straight.
And then I guess that's when they started being able to test
Yeah.
for it, like around March. Guess when Houston first got it, it was like I remember I just seen that shit start slowly trickling. It was like people who traveled from China on a cruise. We got one person in Rice that got it. Then the next day it was like, oh shit, 3 more people around the Rice Village got it. And then the rodeo happened. It was like a guy from the rodeo who lives in Porter. He'd have brought it over there. Then it just started spreading like goddamn wildfire. Everybody had goddamn COVID. I think
Nah, that shit did spread fast.
I think at one point we was having like what in Texas, like 20,000 cases a day or some shit like that. 100, I don't know. It was a lot of people.
Nigga,
Since it happened, we've been on third level red.
it was one day. It was like, hey man, they've been talking about shutting stuff down. We may do it. We really don't know. Literally the next day, hey y'all go home.
They was like, hey, we gonna try to stop. We gonna try to what they call it, bend the curve or slow the curve, some shit, something about the curve, stop the curve or some shit. It's gonna be 15 days. That 15 days turned into fucking months.
A year and a half.
But I think we didn't get hit. We didn't get it as bad as far as like being locked down because we live in Texas. Like some of the places, like they still can't go to restaurants and eat inside and do all kind of shit.
Niggas talking about New York opening up and how they just love it
They've
out.
been open since
Are
like the
y'all being
summertime.
dramatic? Are you feel like niggas being dramatic with the shit? I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, nigga, y'all.
No, that's because lockdown wasn't that serious for us. It was dead ass for them.
Bro, when I stopped working, I go outside, all the cars were still going outside my apartment like normal. Like niggas were still
Now, it was a
going.
little slow. The roads was a little bit light at first.
Yeah,
The
traffic was
roads was
A1.
light.
there's a lot of people still working though.
Like I remember I used to drive. This was like when it was like kind of like, oh, there's something called COVID around. Like this is even before the lockdown. I used to drive to work. I'd be like, it's kind of light, this traffic. But then when COVID hit, you go to the grocery store, there was nobody on the goddamn roads.
The biggest thing was just the toilet tissue at first. After that, everything really settled down.
Yeah,
That shit was funny.
Everybody grabbed all their shit and it was good to go.
Nigga stocked up on toilet paper.
That's how we do. That's how I did when the damn winter storm came out. Winter storm coming, stock up. All that shit I put in that damn refrigerator, freezer, all that shit went bad. The lights was out for like 3 days or some shit like that.
Yeah, nigga. We was on them. Man, it probably ain't gonna be that bad, you know.
I thought I was like, it's just gonna be cold as hell. Like it's gonna be cold. I didn't think it's gonna be fucking freezing the pipes and the grids.
Nigga, I didn't even know the shit was coming. I walked outside, it was snowing. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck?
I wasn't even paying attention to nothing.
Nigga, I ain't had no food in the house, nothing.
Oh yeah, you was fried.
I had a can of tuna and some beans.
Damn, boy, was roughing it out there.
Hell no. But, you know, COVID slowly, I don't know if it's coming to an end, but it's like, motherfuckers at the games now. They have stadiums getting packed out, concerts coming back, the Texas State Fair coming back, then the 2021. Like, people ready to get back
outside. I'm trying to go to the rodeo when that whole open.
People trying to go back outside. You know? And if you do, you want to wear a mask, hey, at this point, who gives a fuck? Wear the mask, don't wear the mask, do what you want to do.
I ain't gonna lie. When I say nigga being dramatic, I ain't been to rodeo in 10 years. I'm trying to go to that hoe. I'm trying to be around some shit. I ain't gonna lie.
It's bad not to be around people physically. It's like a thing. Like it's like,
yeah, it was weird, bro. We went to Dallas Mall and like that was the most I had been around a lot of people in a while. Like I was like, bro, it's weird to see it this packed. It was lines at every store. It was weird. Like just being, I was like, yeah, it didn't feel the same. Like I definitely feel something. So yeah, it is different being around a bunch of people again.
I ain't kind of weary.
Yeah.
What you mean?
I don't feel like when COVID initially hit, we went through the initial lockdown. Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, Texas been pretty open.
No, yeah.
But
For a minute,
but
like,
when you go places, everything was empty. A lot of shit was like, even when you go to restaurants, it wasn't packed. Everything was distant. So
it's like your table here, and there's like 4 tables away. There's somebody over there.
I was talking about people was up on each other. Like the mall was packed. Like wasn't no parking. Like nigga, it was like back. Like when you go, even when we were open, the malls was dead. Like you could go in it, but it wasn't much people in the malls. But it was deep. Like I'm like, damn. So yeah, it was different. I feel like I felt like kind of like nervous, nigga. I'm like just not used to this shit.
D-Fran was saying you was weary.
I said that?
Yeah, you said you'd be weary. I don't know what you're about to say.
Like going on a. My only thing is like getting on a plane. It's like get on a plane like we all in this, we breathing the same goddamn air. We this close to each other. Put me in first class. Fuck that. I need to be in a. I want to go on one of them little planes that got the pod things, like the little, you know what I'm saying? Like the luxury. Like I want some shit like that.
I ain't been on nothing like that.
I ain't never been on nothing like that. That's like international. That's
like flights for
the
most part.
That's like when you going overseas, like to England and shit like that. But yeah. I be watching them videos all the goddamn time. I'm like, I need to be. One dude, he was not like, bro. One dude, he was in one of these seats, and it was like a pod, right? So he closed the door. He's sitting down with a big ass TV, but there was a little cabin in the back that you could go into. They got a bed, and the guy was like, "What kind of fucking plane is this?"
Look, we was talking shit.
That might have been a private jet.
No, it was one of them. It's one of them like Saudi Arabia, like Dubai ass type of plane. It was one of them motherfuckers.
Last week we was talking about people wanting to have money and retire early and live in luxury. Look, I'm one of the people this week. Nigga, I've been door dashing, driving around Woodlands.
No.
These fucking houses, nigga. I'm fucking like moist, nigga. I'm like, they right on the lake. It's like, nigga, it's just my mind be blown at the beauty of them hoes. I'm like, I gotta have one.
Yeah. It's like you be like, damn, that luxury life, but when you start seeing certain shit, you like, damn, I kind of want that right there.
And for me, it's a whole community of them niggas. I'm like, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. Because
that's my favorite pet. That's all I do on Zillow. I go on Zillow, on the app on my phone, and I'm like, okay, filter $3 million to $20 million houses in Houston. Let me look at these houses. Let me get some inspiration. Let me get some. All right, get up, dude. Start doing something. Fuck, because
these neighborhoods, it be so many backdoor, and it's beautiful houses everywhere. Because it's so many backdoor places when you really start delivering shit. I was falling in love, brother. I was falling in love.
Some niggas be on that fuck luxury and that bougie shit with the roof, but I be looking at them like, oh, you ain't never experienced no shit, huh?
Yeah.
Because once you experience the better shit, why you wanna deal with the regular shit? You know what I'm saying? After you smoke some gas, you ain't gonna consider it, Jesus.
Shit,
I'll depend on budget.
Look, Bryce said, maybe I might.
But he right. It depends on your money. It depends on your money. If you got gas money, nigga, you not going back to Reggie. Like if I got more than enough, I'm buying gas. I mean, why wouldn't I?
Yeah, I think it's when you try to live when you I think it's when you go like try to live outside of your means. That's when you start looking crazy. It was like, oh, I got $1 million. Well, no, because you could be making $80,000 and buy a $300,000 house. That's not really an equivalent. You still paying more than you got anyways. But what about?
And you get money on equity off the house when you got nice houses like that. So yeah, it's a little different when you do that.
I think you just got to know where people like when you see certain shit. Like I was watching a video, guy broke down Jay-Z's like tab he did one time. Like Jay-Z spent like $100,000 on Ace of Spades and shit like that, right? And people's like, oh my God, how could he spend that much money on this and that? And the guy was like, okay, let's look at Jay-Z. It says Jay-Z made $70 million last year. That means this. So Jay-Z spending that $100,000 in that one night would be like if I went to go spend $100 Like it's like that's the comparison. Like that 100,000 to his 80 million is like $100. If I go spend $100, it's like that ain't shit. Like it's something to me, but to him that's like fucking peanuts.
Nothing
So
at
it's
all.
like whatever.
Not
I see the
even
thing
gonna miss
today.
it.
Jay-Z and Beyonce bought a $28 million. This is new Rolls Royce. It's like it looks like a boat kind of. $20 million. That's to them. That's like fucking peanuts. Like whatever. Huh? $28
That'd be a
million.
nice ass boat.
No, it's not even a boat. It's a car, but it's called like boat
That'd
tail.
be a nice ass car boat.
It's a Rolls Royce. You know, it's like
You better make me feel like SpongeBob and Patrick. Goddamn it!
it's just like Floyd Mayweather buying a $20 million watch. It's just like I can
When
do
you
it.
got it, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
I can't even like at this moment in my life I can't even fathom some shit like that.
But if you that's what I'm saying, like I always say to Trump, like I couldn't imagine spending that. But if I got like if you have that much money, it's just like that's nothing. It's like whatever.
I don't think I
don't think I would do that, but
it's hard to see me doing some shit like that. Cause 20 million, nigga. I don't care if 20 million is 20 million.
well, like I seen Bill Gates when I used to watch that Fabulous Life of Billionaires, right? And it said Bill Gates bought Da Vinci, somebody. He bought their old book for like $50 million. I mean, it's Bill Gates, of course. He's like billions of dollars, but still, like he spent $50 million on a notepad.
You doing that? You doing Bill Gates?
Yo, hey, I'm going crazy. Yo, I got it. Nigga, we going crazy.
Yeah, if I got it, fuck it. You got it, go get it.
Cause you know what I'm saying, nigga. Don't act like you done got like some extra money. You saved up a little extra money on the side. You know what I'm saying? Everything paid for. You got a little money to splurge. You ain't just go nowhere and just maybe spend a little more than you had to.
It's not gonna be a watch. But I might get like an airstrip on my shit. I'm gonna put the 20 million into something I really want. I couldn't see
it's gonna sound crazy to somebody.
But for Floyd, he love watches, so I can. It makes sense now. For me, I may want to get a dome fucking facility.
Yeah, it just depends. It depends on what you think is worth 20 million. Because whatever you think is worth 20 million, somebody else will be like, "Why you got that for 20 million? Yeah, crazy."
But, yeah, nigga, I built a $20 million playground for the kids. Some shit like that. Like, nigga, some shit like that's some lit shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big kid.
It's like that shit that be going viral on YouTube. It's like they keep recommending me this shit. I'd be like, I just need to watch this video. It's like the $500 million house in LA. Like, you look at that, $500 million, but one of these, I'm sure it's going to be either Chinese billionaires, Saudi Arabia. One of these billionaires, they're going to go scoop up that $500 million like it ain't shit. We're going to look at them like they crazy, but to them, that's nothing. It's like, whatever. Like,
yeah, especially them Saudi Arabian niggas. That's piss away money. They make billions.
They don't give a damn. It's like, whatever. But see, I would like to, if I had that much money, I'd like to do what Kanye did. Kanye took his ass to Wyoming. He bought like thousands of acres of fucking land in Wyoming, which is like, and Wyoming is beautiful. That means he probably owns some mountains in Wyoming and all kind of shit with thousands.
I did that in Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado's nice.
I probably do it in Texas more than any. I probably do it in a few places, but I think do it in Texas.
I ain't gonna lie though, but if you look at these like Wyoming, like, cause like I said, I go on Zillow. One point I went on Zillow, and I just put the max amount of money, and I was just scrolling around the United States, and like these places in Wyoming, they got these big ass like they look like they're log mansions, and you see like you have over 10,000 acres, and you got mountains in the fucking back. Like that's like I'm done with life. I'm actually really retired, not like retired, not on a business. I'm talking like I'm really retired. I'm gone. Like that's where
I see what you're
like
saying.
I'm gone. I'm going to live there. You got to worry about shit. Nobody out there fucking with you. Like it's just you, your family. I'm good. But
we could tell that's the goal. That's the plan, huh, D-Friend?
That's like the ultimate. That's like I made it. Like I'm out of here.
Getting my own space.
Shit, that's a damn life. Cause I'll be watching what's her name? The Duck Dynasty dude. He got a podcast. The dad, what's the old dude? Phil Robertson. He got a podcast. He got like a little show he be doing, and he was talking about the pandemic. And I was like, he was like, I mean, he don't go nowhere anyway. He said, I ain't been to the store to buy shit, pants, groceries in like 10 years. My wife, she do all that shit. But during the pandemic, for me, it was the same shit. I go outside, I go to the lake, I go through the woods. Like us, you stuck in the house. He could go out, go fishing if he wanted to. He can go ride, ATVs, do all this kind of shit. It's like that's like
nigga on house arrest. Okay,
all on his land.
All on his. He go
nigga
right
like that on house arrest.
He go duck hunting. He go deer. Like he can just go do whatever he want to do with all this land you got. You could build your own fun activities in these big plots of land. We talk about land every week. That's the goal. I think Bryce retweeted some guy or something that he was like he bought 20. I don't know what he said he did.
20 or 30
with his homeboys or something like that. He did that.
Yeah.
Like that's dope. I mean, shit, that's cool. But let's get back.
On like on some community shit.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Bryce
retweeted them.
Yeah, I follow him. That's pretty good, bro. I want, even if like I said, I probably have multiple plots of land. I probably have my own shit away from a bunch of just by myself, and then I still want some shit with some community, some shit like that. Yeah, but I mean, that's the type of money I want to get. But yeah, see, gotta get to the money first.
Gotta get to the motherfucking money. You gotta get your percentage up. But I want. Which one of y'all put trying to? I want to get these like serious. Well, I mean, I guess everything we're really talking about serious. Who put the trying to save friends and family? It looked like a Rob question. So elaborate what you mean by. Cause I seen them like trying to save friends and family. Like, are you asking have we been in that experience? Will we do? Like, what's the premise?
I kind of generalized it, but basically, like, okay, we are by no means rich and able to do what we want to do, but we all kind of got in better positions than, you know what I'm saying, than a lot of people we know. And probably spent a lot of time, energy, or effort, money, whatever the case may be, trying to help a certain individual, realizing that certain individual wasn't doing, you know what I'm saying, exactly what they need to do to help themselves. Have y'all been there?
Oh, have I ever been there? Not that I don't think anybody really asked me. Like, I've ever had nobody like ask, like, not that I can think of.
Like, to what extent financially?
Yeah, like I'm giving them money. I'm like giving them a place to live. Yeah. Like, what am I doing?
All of it.
Like Bryce had lived with us, but it's like it ain't even up to me. Like, this ain't really my house, my mama's house. It's like she's really the one extending the. Like, of course he know me, so he there. But like, I don't think it was ever like this nigga just here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't trying to. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time I ever, I guess, helped a friend out that was in need. I guess that's the only time I can remember, really.
Yeah.
That anybody's ever. I don't know, but some people you can't really help. Like, you could try to help, but at a certain point, if you giving and giving and giving and they not getting, it's kind of like, all right, dog, I can't. All right, I tried to help you. You obviously not trying to help your damn self. So, hey, I don't know what to tell you.
My little brother on my dad's side, which we're literally a month apart in the age.
Damn.
He'll see me a little bit more as like, even my dad, they see me like I'm doing more in life. Like, he be like, I'm glad you're not like me, whatever. They go out, him and my brother go out to block parties and shit like that, hang out all the time, whatever. And like when I started to reason, like 2 or 3 years ago, I started hanging back out with them. Niggas just ask for shit. Like, if I wasn't using the phone, he was like, bro, let me have that phone. Like, even though I'm still using it, like, you can have it. He ain't got no phone. It literally happened twice. For whatever reason, you got multiple phones. You break a phone or it don't work as good, you get another one. Yeah. So I gave him like 2 phones. Right. He bought both of those. Every time I buy Reggie, because he had Reggie plugs, I go pick him up and go get the Reggie. He'll ask for some of the Reggie. That's fine, but nigga, this is how I'm living with D-Friend. Keep in mind, this is literally the time while I'm living with D-Friend. Like, so every nug of Reggie matters for me. I'm not like, I ain't abundant. Like, if I come across $20, if I come across $10, nigga, that shit make me laugh. Like, I always used to laugh at D-Friend and his mom. I'm like, how does nigga smoke so much? I promise you, I am stretching this shit.
The nigga is always going to the car. Like, what is nigga doing? Like, how you got this weed?
But it was Reggie, and I was making that shit stretch, nigga. Like, but so if I come across some money, some shit like that, or some weed, he'll want it. But then it got to a point I started working at the post office, I think, for a little bit.
I think he was working at the post office for a little bit.
And so I'll get a little bit more money. And that's when I started buying ounces. With original ounces.
He got a little bit more money to expand his lifestyle.
So he was like, bro, let's sell. He would not leave me alone with this shit. I'm like, bro, I don't
let's sell.
Like, let's sell.
He ain't buy nothing, but he wanted to sell.
Yeah, but he was trying to convince me to like, you know,
To
since
front him
she
some.
said she got it, let's go ahead and sell some shit. And
Yeah.
he got people to sell to basically, and he was like, we can, you know, start some shit, and you know, I'm gonna pitch in.
Mm.
I give weed to y'all if y'all wanted to buy it from me at that time, but I was literally just I bought the ounce to smoke it throughout the month, throughout the 2-3 weeks it lasts. It got so annoying. I was like, bro, bought him an ounce for himself.
Do what you want with it.
No less than like a week or two later, he was trying to get another one. I told him when I gave him the ounce, you don't gotta pay me back. You do what you gotta do with it, flip it, leave me alone. Cause I don't want to sell weed. Bought a nigga an ounce. Literally a week or two later, he was like, "Can I get another ounce?" I'm like, "What did you do with the money? I don't got no more."
Like I gave you a
What
free
do you
one.
think I
What'd
am,
you-
nigga? Never talked to the nigga again after that because he was like, bro, you like.
Damn.
Another time, this was way quicker. I was during the time I had weed, and it was a girl I was fucking with at the time. I went to her house, we cooked or whatever. I had weed. I left without my weed. She was like, "You ain't gonna leave no weed over here. You just gonna eat my food or whatever." Like, first of all, bitch, it's your food, but I cooked it. Yeah, it was your shit, but I cooked, so I contributed. So don't make it seem like I was just out here eating it, bitch. And I smoked the weed with you, but bitch, I'm not just about to leave you no weed. She's like, I got niggas that pay my rent. Never talk to her again. I'm like, what the fuck? I just like, bro, I feel like this, like, she's not my friend, but similarly type shit.
Like
So my brother,
feel like
I feel like that was
to. I don't know. It's like I don't know. That's a tricky situation because it's like
there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, because like at what point do they look at themselves like, all right, let me try to elevate to like this person's doing what they can do for me, right? And I already see they ain't got as like I don't know, maybe they think you have more than you got, but it's like I can see if I was living in River Oaks and you was living, and I'm like, I pick you up in a Bentley, and I'm like, you know, I'm living a life.
I'm in a busted ass Buick with horrible brakes.
Like I'm just trying to get it.
My car cut off randomly when I hit humps because of the battery connection I good. Nigga, what the fuck you think I'm doing? While I'm sleeping on D-frame couch. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I'm struggling my ass off right now, nigga. I was hot when a nigga charged me up like that. Like, nigga, know what the fuck you thought I was on, but nigga, what was your perception of me, nigga? Like you said, I wasn't riding no Bentley, nigga. I ain't living no River Oaks. What the fuck? Sleep on the.
So let's make it more of a what if. Let's say you got like a family member or a brother or your best friend, like that's pretty much your brother, and let's say you're not supporting them financially or nothing like that, but you see like he not doing nothing with his life, and you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you got some ideas, you're a little bit active, so you constantly reach out and try to get him involved, and even involved in shit he said he interested in, and he just show, you know what I'm saying, little no interest. You know he want to do something, you know he want more, but he just can't seem to get over the hump. What is it you would do to try to help a friend out?
I mean, at this point, like if we grown, like we younger, it's kind of like maybe they going through something. But like if we grown, it's kind of like, all right, here's opportunity. If you presenting it to them and they're not taking it, I guess I'd just be like, I'm just keep. If it's an idea that I want to do too, if it's not like it's just something like I have this idea specifically for you to do, but if it's like I want to do this, but I want you to help me with this, and they don't want to, I probably just like, do whatever you. Hey, peace, love. I tried to help you out. You still my friend or brother or whatever the situation is, but I'm gonna go do this. You do whatever you doing, and I'm gonna do this. Because everybody's not meant to. I think like everybody wants everybody to like grow and go with them, but like everybody not meant to go and grow with you. It's just like some people got what they want to do.
In a sense, you're saying like you gotta learn to let certain people struggle, no matter how much you love them or fuck with them.
Yeah, because you can't help nobody. Like it's kind of like I get like the Delonte West. Well, Bryce said some people be embarrassed, but like you can't make somebody help themselves. If they don't want to do it. Like you can't drag them to the water. Like here, come on, drink this water.
I would question, like, how is that person really understanding what you want to do for them? Like a lot of times, it's probably a financial thing. Like they probably want a certain amount of money or a certain amount of something, and I feel like that'd probably be the biggest shit when people looking for opportunities. Like they feel like
Is a dollar sign attached to what we about to do?
Yeah, so it's like if it's not really doing it, it's like I don't really want to be involved, or I'm not gonna be driven to do it long term type shit. So I feel like a lot of time it may be tied to finances, like because like if I'm being real, if I gave a nigga a good job, like I know certain niggas that'll fall out on it, but if they was making real good money and they really weren't getting worked hard, I feel like the nigga could fall in line. I wouldn't say that'd be perfect, but I think they'll be more productive than they previously was type shit. But like I said, it just depends on the type of work and what they feel like they got to put in versus what they rewarded. I feel like for some people, and a lot of people are lazy or don't want to put in the hard work in the amount of time it takes to really reap benefits. They want the cake before they got to bake it type shit, or they want the rewards before they put in the work. So I think that's the biggest problem with trying to help people. It's like they want the money.
People want to visualize it. It's just like with support of anything. It's like we could be telling people right now, like, hey, support Absolutely Unsure, share it. Hey, it's a great show. Y'all should fuck with it. People not gonna just once we get this promotion thing going, social media posting, YouTube, that shit start growing. When people see shit growing, that's when people want to hop. Like, oh damn, what y'all doing over there? Motherfucker, I told you about this shit months ago. But now they see his work and it's like, oh, let me hop on to whatever you got. What are you doing? Yeah, I'll hop on. I'll fuck with it. Let me get. I'll do that. I'll do it. Is anybody? I feel like that's a lot of people though.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't want the wisdom handout. Like they don't want the game. They want the reapings of the game. So when you just giving them wisdom or you trying to take them on like I say, a little journey, and like nigga, where's the rewards to the journey before I even walk on that?
Because I can even bring it to me. It's like it's nothing against it, but it's like, okay, say like Najee, Najee got a bunch of ideas. He want to do a bunch of stuff. He'll say, hey, I think you should do like music reactions on like Loom. I don't see the, you know what I'm saying? Like he sees it, the Loom. I don't see it. I don't see it being the next YouTube, the next whatever, this, that. Like, so I'm just like, yeah, I'll think about it. It's not that like I don't want to do it. It just don't align with what I want to do or what I see myself being. Like, I get it. Right. I appreciate the idea or the like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't see that being like my.
But if you really seen the dollar signs attached
to it. Yeah, I mean, if Loom was like YouTube, yeah, I'd probably put it on YouTube, but I don't see it. Like, and sometimes they might not see it. Like, even if it is dollar signs, like there's platforms you can make money on or whatever, but it's like I don't see myself putting it on. Like, I don't see myself doing that. Like, that's good for people who want to do whatever they're doing over there. But for me and what I want to do, maybe that's not whatever. Like, if this hypothetical situation you bringing up, maybe like you bringing them opportunity, but maybe they don't see themselves want to do that. I guess I don't know.
And their vision gonna be always more cloggy than yours. Like you coming from a leader and a guidance standpoint, so you see things a lot clearer. You see the logic in things. And a lot of times, you seeing things from the outside while they stuck in the rut type shit. So a lot of times it's harder for them to see that clear vision that you even trying to present to them too. So
even like in a particular situation, what if what I'm offering is what the person said they was interested in?
They probably not really interested in it. They just say they interested in it.
They more interested in the rewards that you can get from what they talking about and being interested in versus the actual.
They interested in the like, just say for instance you was like, hey, I want you to like, say you rap, right? And you're like, hey, I want you to be my, I don't know, what do rappers have?
Hype man, DJ,
something, yeah. So I want you to be my something, but it's like right now they're not seeing you doing whatever. They see there's DJs that make hella money, but they don't see it at the moment. So like, I'm gonna just keep doing the status quo. I'm gonna keep doing like I want to do that, but I don't see nothing moving. You know what I'm saying? I like that could be another.
So way like if you extended that olive branch, let's say you extended that to Bryce, would it be disappointing to see your friend not take the opportunity to grind with you, to build with you?
Not really. Like, hey, we'll find somebody who want to do it.
But that's your friend. That's your man.
Yeah, but I mean, he don't want to do it. I mean, shit, I can't make it. Hey, fuck it. I mean, that's life. Honestly. He's still my friend, but like, hey, bro, it's like Bryce. It's like if I was like Bryce, the D-Fred show blew up. I need you to be like but I'm sure Bryce would do it. I need like I need a person I can kind of banter with. They want to take this to radio. They want to, and if Bryce said no, I'm gonna be like, but Bryce, we already do absolutely insured. Like, come on, like this is what you want to do. If he say no, I'm gonna be like, who the fuck? Okay, let me find somebody else who want to do it. He's still my homie. We can still hang out, do whatever. But that's his life choices that he got to live with and he got to deal with.
So we have that example right now. We used to buy 5-6 mics because we wanted all our friends to kind of come on a lot of the times. Niggas ain't want to come on like that, so we just kept it rocking.
And even when they did come on,
we had some funny ass shows when it's 4-5 of us, bro. Yeah. When we really get into certain conversations, it'd be some funny shit when it's all of us.
I talked to Nuri recently. He said y'all ain't want to let him come on the show.
I don't be, I be bug. Like, hey, peace, love. I love Nuri, but people just say that shit. Like Zahi always say. Like, I love Zahi. That's my guy. Zahi always say I want to be on the show. I know Zahi personality. As soon as he get on the goddamn show, he gonna clam up. I already know. That's what people do. People.
We tried to get him on the show.
People be talking. Like, we had Malvin. We was talking to Malvin before the show ended up being good, but we had Malvin come on. Malvin was talking before the show. Like, hey, this is gonna be that. We chopping it up. And so, what's up, guys? Like, what's up, man? It's Malvin. Like, no, don't clam up. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Besides, like Darius will get on talking shit. The women, they don't give a fuck. They be ready.
Yeah, when Carla and Ash used to come on, it was like, fuck it.
We had to slow them down. Like, let us talk.
Yeah, those were some good episodes. Like, even like, I kind of, when Javon and Johnny came on, I was like, all right, let's see how this go. But that was a good episode.
Yeah, that was a real good episode. Both of them came on talking. We asked some good questions too, though. I ain't gonna count.
But a lot of people just be saying they want to come on. Like, you don't really want to come on. You just like the idea of being on. You don't really want to come on. Yeah. Because when we get to really talk about shit, you're gonna be like, do you really want to be on? Like, or do you just want to say you on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was talking to Erica about this the other day, but like, you know what I'm saying? For people who do like podcasts or like YouTube shows or whatever the case may be, like at certain people, like when the lights come on, shit changes.
Yeah.
Like shit becomes different. And to do it, it shouldn't change. Like somebody turn on the mic or turn on the camera, it shouldn't change or what you finna say or what you finna do.
My dog John was a beast.
What you mean?
When we got on that field, he did not perform the same. My nigga John was the most athletic nigga we know.
In the weight room.
He used to be in middle school, 9th grade. I don't know what happened. I think maybe he got hurt or something, but when he came back, bro, you could just tell he was in his head.
Peace and love, John. John ain't listen to this shit anyway. Peace and love, John.
Yeah, that's my nigga. He on the whole grind right now.
But I do think people like some people like when it's like different. Like when the mic turn on, you should turn down. You could turn up. You could turn up a little bit. Like there's performative shit to like entertaining, and you know what I'm saying. There's performative shit too. Like if you watch, if anybody was to watch this show right here, Absolutely Sure, and how I am on this show, if you watch me, I guess maybe because by myself, I kind of got to be more like focused with my talking, but it's still like a different. It's still like it's more serious over there because like I feel like I got to be on track, like this and this and this. Here it's kind of like we talking shit, whatever. Even like if you because I like the radio, not even necessarily radio, but I like the broadcast and shit. So I watch documentaries about people, Howard Stern, Rush Limbaugh, Steve, all these people. There's like a performative, you know what I'm saying? When you on the mic, you're that person for the people. When you home, you kind of whatever. I'm chilling. I don't really give a fuck about this or that. I just want to. So I feel like you could do that, but it's some motherfuckers that get on the mic and clam up. They all talking. Yeah, I'm gonna be spitting game. I'm gonna give y'all some information. Like, all right, get on. They don't know what the hell they doing.
But I feel like that speaks to like a performative personality. Like you got that they not being somebody else. That's them. That's just them. You know what I'm saying? Adding a little more sauce, adding a little more entertainment value.
Man, when we went on Sydney podcast, we ate that Lego kelp.
No, that was a good episode. But just because it felt natural, it's just like, I mean, they run their podcast a lot differently than we do. They got their shit like more structured. They got their shit like, we're gonna talk about this for 10 minutes. We'll talk about this for 25 minutes. We just be going. Like we don't have time limits.
But bro, I feel like we had adapted on that hoe because like you said, it was 10 minutes. We had to get in quick point, but we was in that hoe, and I feel like we flowed. Bro, I was like, look at us, bro.
It felt like I was on them damn panels. Like, okay, this week, This week, Kwame Brown went after. What do you guys think? So today, this happened. Bryce go. Okay, next topic. Like, it's a great show though. They're way more.
It was funny.
They got the same amount of episodes.
Different.
They got the same amount of episodes as us, and they started like 3 years after us. So they're pretty consistent with their shit. But this still the best goddamn podcast in Houston. So.
But yeah, I just said that to say, like, bro, we got on some other people's shit, bro. It's like it just
feel natural.
You feel
like,
it.
whatever.
You turn up.
You just do your thing.
Yeah.
But back to the friend thing, it's like, hey, if you present an idea, I feel like you can't feel. I feel a lot of people feel guilt. I don't know if it's guilty. Responsible, maybe. Cause I see a lot of people who make it. They have this thing too. It's kind of like they have like that.
Survivors.
I guess like survivors. They have like that. Damn, I'm doing good. I want my people to be doing good, but like, it's like, and I can understand how people can see that. I can see that like if any one of us became millionaires and everybody else was just living regular lives, it's kind of like, damn, I kind of feel like, damn, what did I do to deserve it? My niggas still doing this. They living here. They doing that.
But my thing with that though is like if you do that. A lot of times you're gonna put your people in the positions to work with you too. So if they didn't get there with you to a certain amount, like if they're not eating, there's something they did not to get on the train.
Do you feel like you're responsible for putting your friends on a train?
Yeah, at least giving them an opportunity. And even for me, you give them maybe you try to put them. You try to find a role for them. Some way, somehow, because I mean, if you start to make a certain amount of money, I feel like you can even cultivate your friends and put them in certain camps or certain training. And I feel like if you give them the money and the bonuses or whatever, just money, I think people will do it. So I think I think you.
I think it depends on what you. I think it depends on what you do to get your money. Like if I became a lawyer and I became a millionaire, it's like what really could I give to y'all to like.
He could be a driver. He could be an assistant. He could.
If I was would y'all niggas want me my assistant?
Yeah, fuck it.
I don't know. Some people like they got too much pride. Like
I mean, what are you paying the assistant?
Nah, a lawyer's assistant get paid good.
I don't know.
Depending on the lawyer.
How about you? I give you 60,000.
I feel
like so say if I'm not making no money. Mm-hmm. I can make money being a lawyer assistant, which dudes like if you become a successful lawyer, that raises my stock too. It was a perfect example. A perfect example. A nigga had to get out the car. It was a nigga. It was a fucking. There was in Africa or some shit. Nigga pull up in the SUV, the convoy type shit. The nigga that opened the Prince door, a nigga opened his door.
Yeah.
The nigga had to rush to go around his car, open his shit for that. The door opener had a door opener.
You're like adjacent to that person. Like you're not that person, but you're like adjacent.
Yeah, but it comes to a point where you're that person's voice because you don't want to talk to this person. You got to come through me, basically talk to him. So I get a certain amount of power too, in a sense, but I wouldn't look at it like that. I'm just saying.
They're saying like you're adjacent to that person. Yeah. Like you're tied to this person. Like you might not be them, but you're like.
If I gotta be the top scorer on the team, I will be. If I gotta be the top passer on the team, I will be. If I gotta be the top whatever, if I gotta be the rebounder.
Like if I'm P. Diddy and you're my assistant, like if I'm P. Diddy and Bryce my assistant, everybody knows. Oh shit, hold on. Everybody knows. Like if I want to get in conversation with D-Friend, like say I'm P. Diddy, I gotta know this dude. I gotta know Bryce. I gotta get in good with him.
And how you build yourself up to a certain extent. I mean, you got to focus on that person. If you're an assistant, it's not so much you can do on your own, but there are certain things that you can put in play for yourself, connections you can make for yourself. Like, so yeah, it's definitely things that you can do. So
it depends on the people. Like, that's why I said, like, I feel like that's where things change. But I feel like it's disappointing if you try to, extend that olive branch and grow or build with somebody you fuck with or care about. But that's when things change.
I guess it's disappointing.
If you go,
oh my bad, keep going.
If you go on that path, once you do become successful, and you start moving or doing whatever, we're no longer building together. I can only offer you work or a job.
Yeah. But for me, that's that's food in a man's stomach, or food on his table. That's one of the best things you can offer a man is a job. So I mean, shit. I think we talk about how white people do it all the time. That they hire their people. I feel like if that's something I can give my friend, I wouldn't miss sleep at night if that's the only thing I could offer him. Like I would, of course, I want to be close to him. Of course, I would want him be in the top meetings with me discussing certain shit. But if that just wasn't if that wasn't him, bro, that wasn't him, bro.
Right.
I definitely will always want to at least try to put some type of opportunity in my friends. But I mean, I'm not gonna go broke trying to do it. Like, so I got to definitely be.
You still got to think about yourself. It's like you got to think like, okay, I offered it. That's what I was like. If I offer it, they say no, or they ain't fucking with it. Like I'm not gonna. All right, I see you. Well, I mean, we won't be going place, but hey, I see you when we for the weekly whatever we do. I see you at the bar. We still friends, but shit, you just ain't on this journey with me going this way.
Yeah, and I mean, you can say the same about your family. Yeah, there's certain family members. I mean, we're not close to every family member, but it's still family. It's just
facts.
And honestly, bro, as you grow, we're gonna build more connections, more friends. And I mean, shit, like depending on how we build it as each other. I mean, of course, we got this together, so that's different. But like, it's easy for people to grow apart, man. That's just kind of how life
everybody
is.
Everybody got like outside friends today. Like I'm sure I got friends who don't nobody know. Like I mean, I think I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I got associates.
But you got to think when you get to a certain like it's like when we talk about with women. We was talking about like we was talking about what was we talking about? We was talking about like when you're in. This was like before Rob was on the podcast, like a couple episodes ago. When you get to a certain level and you get into different rooms, like you'll get to be around different people. Like, say I was a lawyer, like the new people I'll be around would be different from like my friend group over here. And it say you got friends that do whatever. Like if Rob got friends with people he work, you know what I'm saying? Like it's going, you just grow because you got to think we're still young, 27, 26. Think about the friends you had when you was 12 or 13. Do you talk to those people anymore? Are you friends with those? Your best friends when you was 12 or 13. Living where I don't know where y'all was living. Like when I was in Tomball, those were my best friends. I thought I would never
be with.
I think I would never. Like Blake. Blake is like my best friend. I fuck with Blake. Blake, we're gonna eat. But like when we graduated high school, I don't think I talked to Blake for like 3 years. Maybe that's like my fault. I'm just like I disassociate. I don't disassociate, but it's like I understand that people doing their shit. Like people they doing their thing over here. This person doing their thing over here. Like people figuring out life. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. Like my best friend from Tomball. Last year I found out in November. I found out he died. He died 3 months before I found out in November. He died in like August. I was like, damn, how did I know that? But I'm like, I wasn't really, we ain't talk. This is like my best friend at that time in Tomball. It's like
back in the
we honestly don't know. Like we would probably like to be friends with each other when we're 40, but we don't know. Bryce might get a job offering in fucking New York and we'll never see him again. Yeah, social media, maybe group message, whatever. But like think about Malvin. I ain't talked to this nigga Malvin in 80 years. I don't know what the hell he doing. I don't know who he with. He left the group message. I don't know. I mean, that was like Bryce's like friend in the group. But like we was cool. I mean, cordial. He was at my wedding, but like life happens. People grow. People do whatever they got to do. Hey, I love you. Hope. Loads of success.
You get family's the biggest thing too. I mean, when no one had kids, when no one was really in relationships, we was with each other all the time. Yeah. But as we build relationships, that changed your priorities. But I think we're still close. But even then, I think once we get money and stuff, it depends how busy we are, how much we'll get to see each other. But I think we'll still will. But
yeah, I say life crazy. Life could take you anywhere. You never really know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Rob, ain't you not from Chicago? You from Chicago or Erica from Chicago?
Erica from Chicago.
Erica might be like, I don't know where all her family at, but she might be like, hey Rob, let's go to Chicago. Rob gonna live in Chicago for the rest of his life. He gonna have to go make new friends in Chicago. He gonna have to go create a whole new life in Chicago. Yeah, Rob might still be in the group message, but fuck, we ain't gonna really see this motherfucker. We ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying?
That'd be crazy.
That's how life happens though. Like you never know. By the time Rob 30, he might be living full time in Chicago for all we fucking know. We don't know. You just don't know.
Nigga, D-Friend said he want to live in Wyoming and shit.
That's when I'm like 60 and like when I'm older. But if I had the bread now, I'd go live that shit. Like, hey, that's what.
Yeah, nigga say once he get his bread up, he gone.
I'm gone. Catch me on the group chat. What y'all got going on today? I'm in Wyoming.
Shit, we coming to your estate in Wyoming, nigga.
Yeah, come visit.
Nah, nigga, build me a motherfucking house. Shit.
Come
And
stay
not a
for the
big one.
week.
Just give me a little cabin shit, nigga.
I got you. I put you in a Bryce up there, up yonder on that mountain up there. Bryce ass up there. He on that mountain.
You
Go
ain't even
fuck
gonna
with
know
him.
we there.
That's true.
Thanks.
If you had a bunch of land, I probably wouldn't know y'all was there. But that was a good conversation. That's I'm saying. That's how the show just goes, just flows in different directions. The conversation. Well, it's already been an hour, and we didn't even talk about none of the topics.
Yeah,
Really,
bro.
we didn't talk about none of the
Barely.
topics. So
What we got? What's up? What's up?
Do we want to talk about the Blues Clues and the
Yep, that's exactly what I was wanting to talk
and
about.
the other like sex ed thing that they had kids watching?
I ain't gonna lie, that was wild. What was the group age for that video?
That was first
Under
graders.
5.
First graders.
Or
First or
What's that,
second?
like 6? Like
six,
6, 7?
It's like 6.
right at 5 to 6.
6 years old.
Random question. Was y'all masturbating at 6, 7?
I don't think
Nope.
so. I
Not
don't think
told
I
to
was.
be in private.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I was. I think I ain't hit that till like maybe like. I know it's still in Tomball, so maybe like 10.
I was at 10. I was 10.
I
My
probably like
first
10,
time.
11. It's like I look at
That
it like
was still probably
it's-
too early.
I look at it like it's weird. Like it's like okay, what are we doing? Like
But
I get
first grade is.
I get sex
that is
education.
weird.
Like sex
That's what my
education.
mom
Sex
said.
education is important, but like at that age, I don't know if it's like that's okay. Let's play this video for the kids. Like when I was in that grade, because it was like a health and wellness sex ed and like elementary, but it was like, okay, guys, go out, exercise, eat bananas. Here's the what do they call that thing? The chart, like your daily food, like. Eat this much of this. Eat this much bread.
Like the portion
eat
chart.
this much. Like it was like shit like that. It wasn't like, well, sometimes my penis gets erect. Like shit, the little girl talking about playing with us. I'm like, hold on, what is going on in this video?
And then they say it's okay in private.
Yeah, it's like, man, hey, like we talk about masturbation, but now like little kids. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
At 6, 7, bro.
what are we telling these little kids? And I see people like, well, that's how life is. That's normal. But it's like. Yeah, there might be little kids doing that. I don't know. They might be experimenting, but it's like I feel like you should get it. I feel like always and shit like that, you should get a parents the heads up on this shit. Because if a parent doesn't care and they're like, you can show my kid that, I want them to learn these things, that's cool. Whatever. That's your kid, do what you want to do. But there should be how you do field trip, like you gotta fill out forms like, hey, this is what we're gonna be doing. They should be like, hey, tomorrow we're showing a video in class. Here's a clip of it. Do you want to opt your kid in or out? If you want to opt your kid in to learn about masturbation, their body parts, that's cool. That's you. That's your kid. But like, don't just, hey kids, they come home like, hey, am I allowed to masturbate in private? You like, what the hell are you talking about? What they teach you at this damn school? What do you
In the first grade, though?
Yeah, it's like, what the hell are you talking about? Some people like they believe it's like, give them as much education while they're young as you can. Whatever. That's your kid. You want to do that? That's fine. But I would be like, what the hell is going? If my kid came home and was like, Daddy, I'm about to go in my room and masturbate in private. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Masturbate. Well, that's what the video at the school said it was okay. It was like, okay, hold on. And you know that school that they taught that at was a school Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein used to teach at? That's what I read. I don't know. Absolutely shit. That's what I read. That's what I read. Okay. That's what I read. I don't know. I feel like Bryce up there fuming. He want to say something. Bryce, go ahead, go.
Bro, I was thinking, I was the whole time like, this shit tied to pedophilia. This shit tied to pedophilia. And you said it. Well, I honestly, bro, I'm low key speechless because it's like, how do you react to it? It's like I feel like obviously they hypersexualizing us or kids in general, but I just feel it's nasty. Who's the creators of this shit? Who's the think tank behind this shit? I want to know shit like that. Like I don't know. It's disgusting to me because it just felt weird. Like you can even do it in private because in private means like even away from your parents. Because little kids know how to do shit in private. Like that's one of the things kids know how to do, be quiet in private. So it's like that. Like that message was like that's something that's gonna really affect those kids.
Can
I feel like
my kid have some innocence, please? Like, can we kick a little kid? Because I be thinking like I'll see some kids like do like okay. Let me be like transparent here. So A2 has autism, right? And autism is kind of like they develop a little bit slower, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, right? So he does certain things in public, like he'll scream randomly or whatever, right? So I see other kids that are doing these things that when you look at other kids, it's like normal toddler shit. So I'm like, oh, maybe they have autism as well. But like, I feel like but then I caught myself like, maybe they don't. Maybe they're just like innocent little kids. I'm so used to looking at social media and seeing badass kids rapping about they doing WAP, they doing this. They got people got their kid little 6-year-old twerking on this. It's like, what is maybe that like I think that an innocent kid is like, oh, maybe they got like autism or something. But like, no, that's just an innocent kid who hasn't been exposed to all this shit that all these other little kids being exposed to. So it's just like, I don't know. Like I said, if they came home and was like, hey, daddy, I'm about to go masturbate in private, I'd be like, what the hell did they teach you at this damn school?
Nah, I'd be blown away. Like in the first grade, bro, that is crazy.
Like, I mean, I can say I seen people like hump. I used to play house and shit when I was super young. Hide and go get it when I was super young. So I'm trying to contemplate, like, is there a certain education? I feel like it could have been done better. I feel like it was horrible and tacky.
I mean, it technically was
I don't know.
taught, but that's learned. That's learned behavior.
But let me
That's
say this.
behavior.
You also did say we're different. Emphasized it. We're not raised in proper, I would say, homes for the most part. So they even allowed to push this shit because, like you said, you see a lot of kids twerking, rapping, doing all this adult shit. Yeah. They got phones, they got makeup, they got their hair
acting grown, they doing all kind of shit. 5, 6 years old.
I think that kind of contributes to why we may play house and do all these different things. We're not in the kids' place. We weren't doing what kids were supposed to be doing. We
watching certain movies, listening to certain music,
movies, songs. So this shit was implanted deep in us, and we didn't even realize the shit. Because I'm like, why would I even want to play all that shit? Yeah. But growing up, I've seen certain movies like I had to get put out the room, but I still peek and be like, what's going on? It was what was the Jason lyric? I watched.
Stella got her groove back. I used to be, what's that?
I was in the movies when Jason lyric came out, so they had multiple sex scenes. So I hear it. I know what's going on. I got to cover my eyes. I'm not stupid. Let me see when Jason lyric came out.
Yeah, it'd be like the 90s, I think.
In 1994. Whoa.
No, you didn't see Jason lyric then, buddy.
That's you weren't in the movies, gang.
You might have been your mama. You might be in your mama's stomach, but you wasn't in the movie theater.
It was. I thought it was Jason Leary, but yeah, it was a movie. Basically similar.
One of them type of sex, like so. Yeah. Like I used to soul food.
Jason, the Freddy Cougars. I used to watch a lot of scary movies when I grew up, and they all had that shit. Yeah. So yeah, you get exposed to that. They open Pandora's box way too early for us, and you see it. And now they're trying to keep it. They want to implement it and push it further. And
Pete, you said for
culture,
us,
they're gonna do it.
We grew up through those mediums, so you know what I'm saying. We got a little, I guess you could say, fast. I can't say per se, but kids nowadays grow up with the internet.
Yeah, it's even worse.
We got to a certain age and was like, oh shit, the internet crazy. You can find whatever you want. They realizing that at what?
In 6th grade when I was on, that was another thing that probably attributed to my masturbation because I was in 10th grade. We got it was a site called Bebo. It was like right before MySpace came out. Bebo had all the cartoon porn, all the little like before memes was out, that they had those meme porn shit. So I was exposed to that shit at that age, and I'm sure I seen shit before then. So yeah, bro, that shit.
I think you're a kid in nowadays society will probably, unless you like got their shit locked up, parental lock, you can't go here, can't do that. Most kids is gonna find shit because they're gonna have other kids in their class that find shit. But it's like when the school is the one that's putting out that like direct, it's kind of like, nah, I'm not. I ain't tell you to do all that shit. Like,
yeah, I was surprised when you said the school showed it.
And this is like a private school where these people's paying like $50,000 a year for their kid to go to these schools. Like this ain't like, whatever. It's like, if I pay $50,000, motherfucker, like I said, at least let me have an option. Because some parents might be like, I want my kids to know about these things. So like they'll just let them do it. But like, don't just surprise me and spring it on me like, hey, we taught your kid, we showed a video of a 6-year-old girl talking about she played with her clitoris at 6 years. Like, hold on, what'd you show them? What are you talking about?
That's what I said. For me, it was surprising when you said it was from a school. But after thinking about it, I wasn't as surprised because shit, they can find that, if not worse, on YouTube. Yeah. And trust me, they know how to work YouTube.
So I think back when we was outside a little bit more, I think things was. I mean, I feel like we probably would have still gotten a certain shit, but I don't know. If we ain't have a lot of those things, shit, we probably would have been better off. Because I think shit in this society, like shit, it's the apple, metaphorically, that we bite and shit. When you young, we get a taste of the apple. We get a taste of it very young, honestly.
I think people look at it as like, what's the word? What's the word they use? Start with an I. Like indoctrinating their children into certain ideologies or whatever. Because like some people are religious, right? And in some religions, playing with yourself ain't this. Oh, it's fine. Do it in private. Like they might be at home teaching their kids some religious shit. Like, hey, we don't do this, don't do this. And then they go to school and it's like, oh yeah, play with yourself. It's fine. Like, okay, now you're undermining my parenting. However, I want to parent my kids now. Like I said, they should have gave the motherfuckers the option. Like, hey, we're gonna show this here tomorrow. This is what the video consists of. Do you want them to watch? It's kind of like, well, holidays. Like people who I didn't even know what the hell that shit was going on back in the day. Were like, hey, during Christmas, this kid he's Jewish or he's whatever. He's Jehovah's Witness. They not doing none of this shit y'all doing. He can't paint the Christmas tree. He can't do this because we don't celebrate that shit. I don't know if y'all ever seen. Did y'all see that?
They can't. They couldn't go to like the holiday concert.
They couldn't go to. Hey, Timmy, we're gonna take you over here, and you're gonna get to play outside while they go to the Christmas program because you're Jehovah's Witness. I don't celebrate that shit. So like that's how I feel like it should have been. But hey, they said fuck it, we're gonna show your kids this video. So that just,
what do y'all think of like the long term like effects or something like that if they kept going?
What do you mean? Like for the kids? Like what's the kids long term? Or like what is the next elevation to that?
Well, I mean, I feel like if you hypersexualizing kids, then kids have the choice once they become certain aware, and that gets weird because they already giving kids saying the kids should have a choice with their body changes. So that's weird. But no, what do you think the long term effects on the kids?
I don't know.
Besides just hypersexualized, that's about it. Like.
That's it. Hypersexualized, getting mixed up. Like you see people get mixed up with adults when they kid because they think sex sometimes coincides with being an adult. So they're like, I can only do this with an adult. That's how you get pedophiles and all kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like all kinds of shit like that. That's how it go.
Yeah, I just say, man, most of the kids in this society not being raised by parents or a good culture. They getting raised by society. And TV babies, YouTube babies, meme babies. Yeah. And I think it's a slippery slope, man. But
it's just like when I see, like, I be looking at people that got their 2-year-old, 3-year-olds, and these 3-year-olds know, like, the whole words to, like, Back in Blood and NBA Youngboy. Like, yeah, Youngboy, and that shit's cool for, like, people our age. Like, we're adults, but, like, why is this kid talking about, I got that 40 on my waist and I'm going to shoot? Like, what is he talking about? He's 3 years old. What is he doing? But people think that shit's cute. People like, oh, he's so smart. That shit ain't cute. He should be watching Paw Patrol and doing like I see people on the internet shit on parents who like get their kid regular shit. Like people have their kids wearing like Gucci. Hey, if you want to wear the fuck your kids, do whatever. But don't shame this person because they got their kid wearing light up shoes. That's what the fuck the little kid should be wearing. The kid don't want to wear fucking uncomfortable ass Gucci sandals.
I wish.
Get the goddamn Paw Patrol light up shoes. He gonna be just fine.
See, I think the problem with the society is because you hear it's kind of like a little Monique conversation about the bonnets and shit like that. Like when you have etiquette, like people think like all rules are bad. Like it's okay to have etiquette. It's okay to have class. Like. Bro, being a complete rebel to everything, at some point you look just tacky and unclassist. Like, and bro, people not realizing that. But I think over time, like what I really want to say is like the council culture is going to reverse and be like, nigga, if you're not having etiquette, if you're not showing class, if you're not showing real kindness, bro, that shit should be you're the one gonna get canceled.
You know what the thing with that is though? The bond and shit, I feel like it's because people tie that to their identity and like it's a cult, like having a bond is like a culture thing. So when people like disapprove that, they try to paint it as you disapprove of like black people and black things and culture, and that's how people try to paint it in that type.
They're just twisting it and but you're not really listening, bro. Like my parents always told me you can't leave the house with your hair uncut, put on lotion, you go out looking decent. Like if you was raised in a good household, that was the norm.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of these babies that was raised in trash, with this ultra liberal and this like that, we got to be all accepting. Like, no, bro, some shit is unclassy. And bro, it's fine to label it that, bro. But if you're gonna be that, don't think people are gonna accept that or think it's fine. Like, bro, that looks lazy. It looks tacky.
Some
bro.
shit meant to be in the house. Like that's for the house.
Bro,
When you go out, I get it. You think that's like that? You think that's I got the do rag on. I ain't to shame you, but don't be surprised when other motherfuckers looking at you like, what the hell you got on? That's nightwear.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing nightwear out in the like. You can look at it like I used to wear pajamas in high school. Like, what the fuck was I doing wearing pajamas in fucking high school? My mom probably embarrassed like I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why I just think, well, I'm cool. I probably look at teachers probably looking at you like, what kind of home does he fucking live in? He is coming here.
Yeah, because
like
you gotta
this.
think of. I remember when like this. It was a real fat girl. She used to wear like the Cookie Monster pajamas to school and middle school.
You talking about what's her name? Melmo.
Melmo. That shit looks so disgusting. Like, bro.
Hey, watch out! She gonna find stuff. She probably listen to shit. I know she don't listen to this shit, but I'm just fucking with you.
But yeah, bro. So I mean, I forgot what we was talking about. Well, but yeah, some shit just not classy, bro. And I don't know. I forgot
like
what
I was watching this girl. She's like a teacher, right? So she was recording her students. These was first graders, and they was like it was a little girl over here and a little girl sitting over here at the other desk. They was fighting over this little boy. Like that's why he don't want you, girl. He with me today. He just played with your feelings. I'm like, these is first graders talking like they on Love and Hip Hop. Like what is going on?
That's what they be watching.
That's
they
what they
get
be
raised by kids.
It's learned behavior at that age, bro. It's learned behavior. They got that from somewhere. They seen it.
And that's tacky. It's classless, bro. Your kids being able to rap lyrics is classy. It's classless. I was getting on this girl last because this came from the D-Wade argument. She was like, women are better leaders because they stronger, all this shit like that. And she was just like, especially single mothers. I was like, man, your kids don't even listen. Fuck out of here. Y'all raising these classless ass kids. No etiquette ass kids. And y'all think it's okay. Like, bro, but it's at some point, bro, it's not about a European standard, bro. Matter of fact, black people had more etiquette and than anybody. We used to teach people how to be cleanly, whatever you want to say, clean. We taught people how to have manners and how to do shit like that and have the respect and roles like that. But bro, as
just talk to an old black person that's like old and from like 80 years old, and they'll tell you, we didn't do that shit y'all do back in the day. We was like, this how it was. The family was like this. And then, of course, we know crack epidemic, this happened. Like, shit happens. I get that. They start bankrolling, like, family destruction, like, hey, you want this help from the government, no dad in the home. No. I get all that shit happen. But at some point, it's like, you got to, let's try to bring this shit back together.
It's literally Willie Lynch, bro. My bad. What you going to say?
Nah, you're right. I feel like it can go as deep as like the household or whatever the case may be. But you get to a certain point, and I feel like he was saying, it's like indoctrinated or it's subliminal messaging, like, shit, it's do whatever you want, be whatever you want, and you know what I'm saying, they got to accept you for who you are, and that's incorrect. Nobody has to accept you for shit. And to a certain extent, like when you go out you looking crazy, and it's just like you just look at it like, oh, that motherfucker just don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah,
bro.
Like they didn't take the time to care for themselves today. They just came out looking how they looking, smelling how they smelling. Like,
I was walking around the mall with my brother, and I was like, bro, you can just tell the class of different people. Like some people, the ones sagging, or people that they don't look as clean. You could just tell people walking around with the clothes they slept in versus other people walking around with they best looking clothes on, best looking. But bro, it's not that I'm glorifying saying one trash not, but you can tell the class of people on how you carry yourself in public. So people don't take that seriously. Like if your clothes hanging off your ass, you're not gonna look classy, bro. Like, and it's many. So men sagging is the same shit as women in bonnets. It's the equivalent to bonnets, if you ask me. Niggas that sag is equivalent to women that wear bonnets. Neither one is classy.
What you trying to say, different?
I was just saying it's like when you see because I'd be like I'll go to the store, of course, like just a t-shirt or like some whatever shorts, whatever. and I'll be like, I wonder if I look crazy. Like, I always think like, do I look crazy? Because as I go in there, you see these older people. These older people go to these old people. They get up and get ready and sit in their goddamn house. Like they ain't goddamn button up shit. Like they got their shit tucked in, belt
They get
on.
dressed.
They getting dressed like they going. But it's just like you never. I feel like people gotta. You never know who you gonna meet. You never know what's gonna happen for you. Like my mom. She was at work though. Like she worked at Whataburger. I guess she was nice. That's how she found the job she got now. You don't know who you gonna run into at the store. You might run into a future employer, wife, you don't know what you're going to do. So you don't want to just go out looking, like if you go out in shorts and t-shirt, that's whatever. Like I'm not saying that's trashy, but like you can't come out being, like don't come out in your pajamas and like ripped ass, like you know, some girls, and this ain't even just a black or white thing. You'll see some girls in the grocery store, they got the white tank, like a wife beater, titties all flicking, locking around, shorts on the ass. It's like, all right, come on. You gonna think somebody gonna treat you with some like kind of some respect? Like, let's be honest. You think they're gonna be like, oh, this is a respectable person? You might be nice and sweet. I don't know you. You could be the greatest, but people ain't gonna be like, what the fuck wrong with this chick? And that's what for anybody. You see the trailer park white people doing that shit. It's like, what the fuck is you? You just didn't give a fuck when you came in here.
And it's true. They say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but we human.
Yeah.
We see you first.
Yeah, I don't know you.
I can't help but see you first.
Yeah.
But what's so important though is our cover is a reflection of what we are eternally. Not fully, but it's a good representation of how you carry yourself. Because how you dress, how you like, bro, let's just
people could judge you on shit. Like I watching somebody, they was like, I could walk into somebody's house and it was Jordan Peterson. He was like, I could walk into somebody's house and kind of determine what their life is, because like if you go to somebody's house and they got like, he said he went to somebody's house, he was like, all the cupboards were open, there was a bunch of unopened shit over here. Like I could tell they live a life of dysfunction. They don't live a life like a functioning. This is how he compartmentalized or whatever. That's how he did it. But like, yeah, people look at your shit like they kind of judge you off your shit like that. If you see somebody that's like, there's big dudes who like could dress nice. They big as hell, but they dress nice. They look good. People probably still be like, oh, he fat, but they not. Then there's gonna be like niggas who look crazy, like, oh, you just a big sloppy fat motherfucker. It's just different, you know, the way you carry yourself.
Yeah. But I was gonna say,
like it's a little different when they go to your crib though. Shit, that's how you living. That's a little more detailed.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, but I was just going back to how we said with like the kids twerking and just us not having a culture. I feel like it's like we don't realize how that shit was a product of Willie Lynch. Like they literally tried to divide the home, and as over time we divide the home, shit got more dysfunctional, and like we're seeing the products of the dysfunction, but that's what we letting go. Like we keep letting it go versus like trying to check that shit, and like people being ultra accepting. Like I said earlier,
people be scared to let it, scared to push back on
with
it.
the crack, like you said, the crack epidemic and all the shit that we've been through, we've seen how it affected our community. But it's like now we don't want to correct some of the things that's going wrong and things that we should have probably checked. And it's like now that we're trying to do it, it's like, oh no, everything's fine the way it is. But bro, we seen how we came through this and how we fucked up kind of still. Yeah. So yeah,
instant gratification.
That just rolls into the Blue's Clues shit, right? So Blue's Clues, this month's Pride Month, you know. Salute Pride, salute to everybody doing their thing, you know, gay, trans, whatever, salute, do what you want to do. But, you know, they put it in Blue's Clues, you know, they like got the parade, it's a drag queen singing like, hey, look, it's this person, it's mommy and mommy, daddy, look, this is a trans couple, these are all animals they're describing, and then it's like, look, this one's asexual, pansexual, and something else, whatever the other sexual thing was. We at the parade, living life. I'm like, all right. Like I said, I get it. You don't want to hate people. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. But this the kid thing is like, all right, what are we doing with the kids? You could be you could be whatever, or however. You can be in high school. You can be high school, be gay, do whatever. Hey, do whatever you want to do. But I don't know. The kids shit when it gets to the kids, it get weird. And I'm glad we spoke on the shit we spoke about before and kind of solidified our position on that, because a lot of people when they hear that they'll be like, "Oh, I bet you don't have a problem about kids listening to WAP." No, I got a problem with that too. It ain't just
I don't know if
it
y'all-
ain't,
facts,
it ain't just
facts,
picking
bro.
on. We ain't just picking on gay people or whatever. It's all that shit. It's kids
Nah.
being able to be innocent. That's all it is. Oh, but what if
Facts.
people like? Because then people say, what if you see a same sex couple on TV? Are they like making out and doing all kind of shit? If they doing that shit, I don't want them doing that. I don't give a damn if it's mommy, daddy. I don't want them doing that either. It's a kids show. It's not.
Yeah, most kids shouldn't be watching shows where that shit is on there.
Yeah. Kids should be watching shows where there's like kids on it. I don't need adults. I don't need parents in the shows. I don't need just kid shit.
Kids doing kid shit, building shit, doing creative shit. It's so much shit that kids are into. Painting, like kids should be watching people do that. Like they don't even have to have a storyline and plot. Kids just like to do shit.
Let
Show them how
kids
to
be
build
kids.
Legos. There's many shit that you can show kids and they could get interested in. Like, bro, you don't have to have an agenda behind teaching kids. Like,
Yeah.
but
I think,
not that young.
I think it's like because we live
Besides
in
the
that world where everybody wants everybody to be accepted, right? Everything has to be accepted.
I think Erica showed me some shit earlier, but it was like I think it was a school or something they passed. Like they was trying to pass something to where, you know what I'm saying, no matter what the child identifies as, you would acquiesce to, you know what I'm saying, what they want to identify as. And there was one teacher, he was like objecting. He was like, I refuse to affirm.
It was like it was a coach. It was a coach. He was like, it was a white dude.
Coach.
He was like, I'm not calling kids. If you a girl, I'm calling you a girl. I'm not calling you him, she, they, whatever, shit like that. That's what, from what I seen. It might be a different story, but that's the story I seen.
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that?
No, I fuck with it. Like I respect it. Like I kind of get what you're saying. I can't fully.
I can see both sides of it.
Realize because you know what I'm saying, I ain't going through it, but
can I elevate the question?
Go ahead.
If they called themselves an animal, would you call them that?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I got your answer. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can do what they want, feel how they want, et cetera, et cetera. When they that young, that impressionable, I don't think it's wise to just be like, oh, well, you don't have to be this, and that, so on. So you're born this or that. It's not what we think. It's proven. It's actually what you are until you go on an adult and decide you want to change your body. Yeah.
I think even when you're an adult, I think
you gotta get. I feel like there has to be some point of realism in it. Like, okay, well, you are a man with a penis, therefore you'll be referred to as sir, he, et cetera, and that's just reality.
So, like professionally, you got to be called by your real name, right? Even if you have a cool nickname or a nickname that most people know you by, most of the time you're gonna be called by your government, right? And most people, black people, don't call me by my government, don't call me by my government. So there's a formal and then there's informal. I think formally, like in formal settings like school or educational places or even in public, which you should have a certain respect. You can call somebody by their formal name, which would be their real name or whatever. Informally, yeah, you can be whatever the fuck you want to be. Like online, you can be whoever the fuck you want to be because that's informal. Like that's not real life. That's not a place where like you gotta be serious and shit like that or whatever. So I feel like it's kind of similar to that. Like informally, you can be whatever. Yeah, you could be a woman, she wolf, a bear, a dog, whatever you want to be. But formally, you're still a man. You're still a human. Your name is this and that. Like if the cops pulls you over, like obviously they gotta acquiesce to the new shit. But for the most part, like they're gonna see a man. Like if you was a transgender, but you was still like a man figure, they don't treat you like a man. What I can say more to make my point. But yeah, I think formally, bro, we should be able to have those two different things. So you can't make me say things because formally you are a man. In real life, you are a man, but yeah, you can make up your own nicknames and your own ideas of yourself, but everybody don't have to acquiesce to that because there's a real world that everybody's existing and then there's your own world. Of course, in your own world, you can have your own rules and shit, but when you come into the real world, you can't do that. Like in somebody's house, they can break all the laws and do whatever the fuck they want to do. When they come into the real life, you got to acquiesce to everybody else's rules, and everybody else's rules is the normal standard, I think.
Hey, and you talking about adults though, just to backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
But like with the kids, if this young male wants to be called, if Brandon Brandon wants to be called Brianna. That's cool, bro. What's the next step? Because we don't let him, her, he originally a he. We don't let him go into the girls' restroom. We don't send him on restroom trips with the girls, do we? You got to go in the men's restroom.
If that's if you ask every American about that in private, do you accept the transgenders? They'll say yes. Would you allow them to use the same restroom as you? I guarantee you, most people would say no.
From a parent perspective, the answer is no.
Yeah, as a parent, no.
Even from a woman's perspective, they wouldn't want men in there. Yeah. And from a man perspective,
I don't give a fuck.
or like you probably wouldn't.
I don't care. Like
about
I don't want you.
If I
think about my kids, yeah. But if it's like just me, like, would you be mad if like a trans man came into the bathroom? I'd be like, I don't give a fuck, because they're not gonna pee on the seat. Like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all didn't get my joke? What the fuck's going on? This goddamn podcast. What the fuck's going on? But anyways,
I was thinking on that, bro.
But it's like with the school shit. It's like I get the reality thing, but it's like I don't know. It's like you gotta. Like I said, I feel like these kids too. You know, they get all suicidal. It's like it's somebody like even in the real world, right? If I was at work and it was a person with transgender, and they was like, "Hey, my name is Robert Kraft, but I'd like you to call me, Regina." I don't get. What's up, Regina? I don't give a fuck. It's like whatever. That's you want to be called that? I'll call you that. I don't give a damn. We in the boardroom and you like, hey, my name's not Robert, it's Regina. I'm like, all right, Regina. Like, it's like whatever. Do what you want to do.
But can we be realistic with a lot of other people's morals and standards? Can we say we're uncomfortable?
But why do people? But as far as that morals, why do people give a fuck about that? If one person say call me Regina, why do people give a fuck?
No,
about
it's
that?
not that. It's not. But in real life, when
you talking about adults. Adults, that's cool.
Kids, hey, if the kid want to be fucking Shaquita, whatever, I get it. How it could be how you confuse everybody else. But okay, say this. Okay, kids, say that kid wants to be Brandon to Brianna, and it becomes an issue because and the parent is like, I want you to call my kids coming home crying because they feel this way, and you're at school doing this. I would just fucking call my kid fucking Brianna. It's like, it ain't gonna kill the damn teacher to call him Brianna. That's my point. Like, it ain't.
No, I'm calling the nigga Brandon, bro. We're not living in your. We're not living in your world. You living in our world. Right. You're Brandon. Like when you go in the store and you look crazy to old people, I feel that way with some of these certain people. I'm not gonna say no type or label, but I feel like that with certain people. And when you say, call them that thing, like, bro, when you interact with some of these people, bro, like I don't love the energy. Like when you talk about super overly gay sexual people, I don't love that energy. I don't love to have to interact with it because they're too much. They're too extra. And same with that, bro. You pushing something on me that I don't even say. So what if I'm religious? What if my culture and my religion don't really rock with that? I'm forced to accept that because of it. Like that's your norm. Like that shouldn't be something that's like there should be a professional setting. And if you're a man, you should dress like a fucking man in professional settings. If you're a woman, you should dress like a woman in professional settings. And when you're out of that, you can do whatever you want. Because that's not professional. But, bro, if you in a professional setting trying to tell me I got to call you this and that, and I got to acquiesce to all this, I'm like, bro, I'm not all that accepting. I'm sorry. I'm just not. And I'm not saying I hate you or you can't exist. But I'm saying, bro, I don't have to accept your reality. Like, Kevin Samuels, like, women come out the house all the time, big, overweight, and all this, and say they the most beautiful this. Y'all can believe that lie. Men don't got to believe it. And I feel the same way with a lot of this other shit. I'm not going to call it life a lie, but I'm saying, like, you can live your world. You can be in your world, but I don't have to accept that. And I don't have to want to.
So if you work with somebody at Chili's and they was like, hey, can you call me Brandy instead of Brad? You go tell a nigga, no, Brad. You like, hey, Brandy over there.
I don't have the luxury. I don't have the luxury to do that. I have to acquiesce because they have all the power right now. Like, no matter how much they say they get offended, bro, you can't offend them because that's. I seen niggas get fired for not wanting to work with them. I literally worked with a nigga that was Israelite. It's like, bro, I can't work with you. I can't work with you, bro. You fucking, and he went off on him and got fired. And what's crazy is we got a gay manager. Or something? He was extra with he had nails, all the lashes, changed his voice, but he was super fat, wore tight clothes. It was very unattractive. Even if you, like, it's just not attractive, bro. I I worked with a few other dudes like that. They wear nails and shit. Like, bro, it just looks just weird to me. It looks like drag queen, bro. And I don't accept that shit, bro. Because honestly, like that's some shit that should not have to be accepted in everyday society, because that's not a formal way of dressing in a sense. So I mean, it's different, and you can't expect everybody to accept you. That's just one of those things. I ain't saying, when I say accept, I'm not saying hate or demify you or saying you can't exist. I'm just saying I don't want to have to acquiesce or be like loving and shit like that. Is more what I'm trying to say. Like it's not, it don't rock with me, bro. And I'm fine saying that shit, bro. But in a professional setting, I have no choice, because right now that's professionally, you have to accept that shit, and I have to remain professional. So I have to acquiesce to that shit, because that's what profession is. And I mean, I gotta be successful in society, and to be that, you have to be professional. So that's my answer to it. If somebody really wanted me to do it, I don't have a choice, because that's what we're given. But
so if you were the one in power, you'd be like, no, I'm not calling you that.
If I was empowered, it's still not acceptable, because when we talk about people having to apologize, you already know.
Like, it's none of that shit. It's no. You ain't gonna get no.
Formally, no. I'm calling you what's on your birth certificate, and that shouldn't be crazy. I'm calling you what you was hired by. And if doctors and hospitals don't have to like change and be manipulated by this culture, if they keep shit male and female, and you have to, when you legally sign my documents to work for me, you sign male and you sign under that name, I'm calling you that. You can have a nickname that you want to be preferred as, but I'm calling you your name if I want to. And what are you gonna do? Fire me? Because what are you gonna do? Be mad at me because I called you your name? Why do you hate your name so much? Like, I didn't want to ask questions like that. You can bring the Ali and shit like that into it. Like with black people, like we changed our name, but that's a whole different shit. Your name was given to you by your parents. That wasn't a person you. So that's a different story. I wouldn't want somebody to bring that up. If you was to bring up why black people are mad about changing their name and shit like that.
Their name was given to them by their parents based off their gender, which they do not identify with.
Why don't you identify with your natural self? That's a whole nother conversation, but whatever.
That's how they feel.
Like, anywho.
I don't know. I just don't like the teacher shit. It's like, I get it. If you don't want to do it, like I said, if you don't want to do that shit, I guess when I was speaking, I was speaking more for me. Like, if you want to, I don't give a fuck, because it ain't gonna hurt me. It don't, whatever. Angelina wants to be Angelo, or all right, what's up, Angelo? Keep it moving.
The underlying message in these people, like they distancing themselves like from their past self. That's like you really saying you hate your past self, like you, because if I call you that, you're disgusted by it. It's not that you're both and like you're okay with being that because that's something, but you just want to be this. But no, you hate that version of you, and shouldn't we address that? Like, why is it disgusting to call you something that you naturally are? Like that's something underlying that people just let go by. Because
I got a question for D-Fran. You saying like it's cool to call them whatever? So you saying like in the first grade, call that child whatever they want to be called?
Bro, that's like saying a kid could wear a princess. You let the kid wear whatever you want to wear to school. Let the kid eat whatever you want to eat.
Am I the teacher in this school?
Nah.
Like, what am I? Am I out of body? Somebody else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's up to the parent. If the parent say, "Hey, I want you to call my kid saying they this,"
what if you the parent?
If I'm the parent, my kid say that, whatchamacallit? That ain't
in first grade.
That ain't you. That ain't you.
My point exactly. So like at that young of an age,
but there might be a parent. But there's a million parents on TikTok. They're like, that is my kid.
I'm not asking them, but I'm asking you. At that age, don't you feel like that kind of might be the start of gender confusion?
And can be damaging to your kid long term?
But I can think that, but everybody else has their own shit.
But that's look.
Everybody has their own shit. Is my point.
We can't. At some things we have to have. That's why rules are in place, because some things are just.
But who am I to say that's
right.
Who am I to say that's the rule?
Okay, so for instance,
who are you? Who is he? Who are y'all to say that's the rule?
If you don't feed your kid 3 times a day, if you don't feed your kid 3 times a day, if you're excessively beating your kid, it's certain things that if you do to your kid, the government will come and step in line. But when you potentially damaging to your kid, there's things that the government like, no, bro, you're not fit. when that's potentially damaging to a kid, but the government will push that shit.
So what if your kids say they feel like this, and you push against that, say no, you're this. They come home crying every day, cutting it. What are you gonna do at that point?
Bro,
What
that
do you
kid
do?
needs therapy. That kids need therapy. I need to check something I'm doing. I need to check a lot of shit that's going on in my household. But that kid is not valid. He's just fucked up. Like, I'm not about to justify. Like, ain't no way in hell. Like, kids have temper tantrums. Kids do make stupid decisions all the time, bro. Like, yes, some things, like, part of it may be valid why they may have the tantrum, but bro, I'm not gonna say it's valid. You still need to have a solid.
So what if they go? What if your kid go consistent with that through their whole like life? Then what do you think?
That ain't my kid.
For real?
I say it calls for a conversation. Like, especially if you start early, then shit. If you feel that way so young, so early, then we could talk about it. Why do you feel this way?
Bro, something is, like I said, it's not my kid. That's society kid. Society raised that kid. That's not. I ain't teach you that shit. And I ain't.
So you expect
you was born with that shit.
You expect your kid to do whatever you say throughout their whole life? Like,
no, but I expect that kid to be a reflection of me.
If you raise that kid, like say how you want to raise your kid, right? You want to raise them this way, not homeschool, but they end up that way. Then where they learn that from? If that's not
school, something.
But I'm saying how you want to. You said you want to homeschool, do all the live in the wilderness, all that shit. Then where does that? Where do you find?
Where would it come from? Why would it? We're computers. That shit just don't come to us. Like, you have to input that somewhere. That's what we said with the music and these kids being super adults too fast. You have to implement that somewhere. If you was in a good culture, like, that doesn't happen. We're computers, bro. Like, for a kid to have that type of thoughts, bro, it's influenced somewhere in his household or somewhere in his teachings in school, YouTube, something that he's being influenced by. Like, that's just how we are as humans. So, yeah, bro, I wouldn't. That's not my kid. Maybe I still take care of it because it's my responsibility. But as far as, like, that's not my kid, bro. That's society's kid, and that's most kids, honestly.
I don't know that far.
Don't have control of their kids.
I don't know.
Well, they don't have control, but I feel like it depends on how much time you spend with the kids and shit like that.
Yeah, no, I'm saying parents that's involved. Yeah, my bad, Robert.
No, you good.
But yeah, like parents that's involved in shit, yeah, bro, it's a different conversation, bro. You raise your kids, you constantly check on your kids. You seeing what when you come home, you question stuff that they learn, stuff that bother them. You concerned. A lot of these people, bro, when they kid get home, it's shut up, don't talk to me. I just got off work. Go watch TV. Go in your room. Go fix you something. Like, they don't even fuck with their kid like that. I mean, yeah, they may take them out. Yeah, they interact with them. I'm not saying they don't fuck with them completely, but on a day-to, I was just telling K-Ray, while women kind of get confused with being independent and then raising kids, bro, to raise kids, bro, that is a business. If you really want to talk about what it takes to raise a kid, it takes, for instance, it was a dog. He said it take him 6 hours out the day. If he don't take care of that dog 6 hours out the day, the dog get depressed, it get sad and shit like that. And that's a dog. A baby, a child, you have to constantly be nurturing them for for the first 10 to 12, probably 13, 14 years old. You got to just be there consistently, at least one parent. Definitely both. Like, bro, that is something that with a child, you just have to do. And a lot of them, like I say, nobody put in that much effort because most of the time they got to work, honestly. And that's a part of society. They broke up the family dynamic and now they get to raise the kids. That's a part of Willie Lynch. Like, these are society kids because your parents don't have enough time to spend with you because they got to work. So who's going to raise you? Society. And you're going to formulate into the things that society wants you to be. Because at a young age, you're getting this. We learn it early.
From uninvolved parents.
Yep. So, yeah, the parent, every kid won't end up like that. But a lot of kids either, they can hopefully break the code of their parents. A lot of kids end up like, I don't want to be like my parents. But a lot of times they be so traumatized and still have a lot of habits that if they were in a good home with a parent that was nurturing and always there, it'll be different. And so, yeah, I think we should step in when we see bad parenting. And I think with kids, it's very thorough on how you should raise a kid. Honestly, it's not some liberal kind of swift and sway. They need to be disciplined, not over disciplined, not fucking beat. They need to be taken care of. They need to be nurtured. They need to be checked on constantly, mentally. Like, Most of our parents don't give a fuck about our mental in the black community. Let's be real with that. So, bro, you can't have no thoughts in the black community. What you mean? What? White people, they talk to their kids. I mean, not every white community. I mean, we see the fucked up shit, obviously, but I'm talking about some black people too. We see it. They can express their feelings. They don't get balled up. They don't want to fight. They can articulate how they feel. A lot of black people can't do that because the household they raised in was emotional. So we should check shit like that. Irrational emotional behavior, that's a product of a bad home. We need to check shit like that. Like we like, bro, it's like being raised by a community. We can say, oh, they should raise that kid how they want. Bro, if we really being real, a community has a standard. If you doing your own standard and shit, bro, who are you liable to do some crazy shit? Not all the time, but the community standard ain't fucking the devil. Like, we make quality, like having quality in class the devil. Like, no, bro, everything is not that, bro. Having etiquette and being classy, bro, that's not the devil, bro. Like, it's not the worst thing. Like, so I think it does take a community. So when we see shit like that, yeah, I think we should check it. I think when you bring that shit into community, like, nah, bro, I don't know what you practicing at home, but that's not deemed acceptable in the community. And we're not gonna fucking lynch you like they used to do back in the day because you practicing witchcraft or some shit. No, do what you do, but bro, in this community, we have our standard. And for the most part, I think we have a lot of society standards that most people acquiesce to. But I think shit getting a little too liberal for me, honestly. I'm conservative. I'm conservative.
I feel like you got a good point with the as the parents. I feel like we can talk about it for a minute. So my final point being, it's like from like early ages to pretty much early teens, I feel like it's really important to, you know what I'm saying, give the child some freedom, some creativity. But at that age, they real impressionable. So I feel like things like that is not something you should probably be thinking about that early on. Just kind of let them be what they are. And as they come into their own, you know what I'm saying, they'll be more able to express those type of things or feelings or whatever the case may be. But you know what I'm saying? On into adulthood, it is what it is, and you are whoever you want to be.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's a
In
good
other
conversation. I'm just like, man, you want to do that? It's you. Like I said all the time, I do what I do. If you want to do that, that's for you.
That's in a I don't
Peace
give a
and
fuck
love.
society. Like, that's in a I don't care about the next man type of society. If you think like that,
But I don't think
like,
I don't think it's a big majority. Like people make it seem like it's like an overwhelm. Like they're coming to take over. It's gonna. I don't think it's like on no shit. Like the majority of people that even are in that community is so small. I don't even think. I think it's just so hyper focused on. So it seems like it's like whatever people say is like let's talk about black community. What do you think is more detrimental to black people? Like this feminization of the man, gay, whatever gender people say is coming, or the infatuation with shit like degenerate shit, gangster this, that. What do you think is more detrimental?
I think they product of the same thing. A broken man. So
I gotta pick between the two.
Yeah, what would you? It's like, or what do you think is more prevalent today? Do you think the gay agenda is more like a big issue, or do you think which one do you think is more like affecting what's more affecting black community? Do you think there's so many more gay men in black community, or there's a lot of these fake gang? I want to do this. I'm this. You ain't really black unless you this. Like, what do you think is more actual prevalent, or just like this is media shit? Oh, they're pushing this on.
Kevin Samuels
what's real shit? What's really going on?
Kevin Samuels literally made it. He said, if you ever become a successful black man, you're gonna have some type of gay allegations. Either gay or you better be a thug. If you're not one of them two, you're a weirdo nerd or some shit, but you're not acceptable. What's acceptable as a black male is either gay male or a thug. Anything in between, we have our quarrels with our community in a sense. So I think they both are part of a destruction of our community. And I think it's either one or the other. And I think we have.
I think a lot of that gay shit, black people do that shit to themselves.
What?
Like they like, oh, the only reason he famous because he sucked the dick, or like, oh, Kevin Hart had to suck dick to be where he's at, or Charlamagne get fucked in the ass to get where he at.
It's a part of gay. It's a product of our community being how we deem black men. If you're not super thug, super, what we deem a masculine black man is a thug. If you're not that, you most likely probably sweet. You like that's just how it is.
You saying that's what people think, or you say what you saying?
That's how most people judge us. I'm sorry.
That's how.
That's just how it is.
I think it's like if you're not, I think more people look at it like if you're not this, you're like a square. You're on the sidewalk. You're not like you're a nerd. I think it's like, oh, you're gay if you're not a thug. It's like, oh, he's a square.
One of the number one
suburban
insults,
dude.
The number one insults to a black man is he gay. That's one of the number one insults of black women or anybody trying to antagonize a black man. That's one of the number one insults. He or do drugs or but bro, there's many things that
where
what you mean?
Impoverished communities and like lower standards of communities where somebody call you gay and you know what I'm saying, you gotta defend your manhood or wherever the case may be. Like these
they call Kevin Samuels gay. Did
he flip the camera? Had a dude in his bed. That's what I just seen niggas. I didn't see it. What I seen, some nigga named Tommy Sotomayor talking about that shit with Jason Whitlock or some shit.
What I had seen, I don't know if it was the same thing. He was clicking on different people to see who was gonna be on like the Zoom thing, and the dude was sleep in the bed. Like, so say if you was clicking interviews.
Oh, so it was some shit niggas tried to make it to some. They tried to say like, now I think about that, doesn't even make any sense. Because if I'm on this webcam, I can't flip the camera to look at somebody. Because there's no camera. They was probably saying he got multiple cameras. There's no camera. Oh, okay. Why do you have a camera pointing in his bed? What you're saying makes more sense than what people was trying to say on the internet.
I felt like I was watching that episode. I watched the episode when that happened, so I feel like that's what people were talking about, but I haven't seen the actual clip of what they was talking about. But I'm telling you, bro, I know you don't think about it, but when it comes to that Willie Lynch and like I say, bucking and breaking the black male, it was a part of us being dysfunctional, and it led to us being either homosexual or hyper thug. And I'm not saying that there's not black men in the middle. No, bro, we're existing right here. There's a majority of us don't exist in there, but I'm talking about our image and how they portray us. And I think the culture that's, like I said, that's being presented to us, that's what's acceptable.
I'm not arguing that. And like you said, the culture, bro, but where? And like in the hood or the impoverished areas, like I feel like we didn't got far enough to where you realize, like, does it matter what they say about you, bro? Does it matter what they think about you? No, you gotta live your life. You know you're not a thug. You know what I'm saying? You know you're not walking around with automatic weapons or no crazy shit like that to be super hard. It don't matter to you, do you?
Back to I get what you're saying, but it goes into the Kid Cudi or it goes into like these rappers. So say you are a rapper that's kind of from the hood, they're gonna be like, hey man, make sure you throw some money, make sure you throw some guns. They're gonna put an image on you. When you become famous, you get certain images. Or I say with Kid Cudi, he put him in a dress. They try to put men in dress. Like I'm talking about when they just display us and that's what our kids see. And that's what keep being pushed. Either dresses or sexualized men being homosexual, that's what get pushed a lot in our community.
But you said it earlier. It's the parenting, and like you said it, the lack of the black man. Like, be realistic. Shit, all of us. And you think about our lives growing up, how many black men we looked up to and thought of as role models that was like actually in our lives.
There's a few, not many. But that's a part of, like I said, that's a part of us having a fucked up community.
The only black dudes I remember being in my life that was like, I consider, I guess, like a good role model would be like niggas that was teachers. That's it.
I had coaches.
Those ain't like teachers, like people like that.
But that's a part of our community being fucked up. So like that's why we don't have as many men. We know that that's a part of how they. So it's either black men are ass, gay, or thugs. Those are the categories we exist in for the most part, especially to our black women. Right? You see it all the time.
It depends on how you present yourself, bro.
I'm not saying. I'm not
or
saying
it's like you trying to act white.
Yeah.
When you do regular shit, you trying to act white. or what you deem classy or whatever. Like niggas at TSU, they used to rag on him. Why he wearing a suit all the time? Now look at it. They fucking lawyers, successful. Like they do it. They live in. And now people who clown them.
That's
they
the
not doing
perfect
whatever.
example. That's a mindset.
But
They in college trying to look cool and do whatever the case may be. Hey, this nigga finna handle business and get up out of here and go make his money.
we know that, but I'm saying what's constantly being perpetrated through our community as far as like content. Like
You're talking
you
about like the media entertainment sphere.
And then what kids see, we say the kids eat up the content.
Facts.
So that's what I'm saying. Like that's how and the shit keep getting pushed. And with the and it's not no good homes because the parents either working or not so involved. So that's why I say how the cycle kind of get fucked up. Of course, it's people like us that grow and figure this shit out. But I just
feel like the gangster thing is more like prevalent as a downfall, like a thing. Because like you get motherfuckers who ain't even from that lifestyle that think that's the only way they can present as black. Oh, I'm only black if I do X, Y, and Z. We see motherfuckers all the time. We talk about shit all the time. Suburban motherfuckers got good homes, but they go and do the stereotypical what they think that black people supposed to do. Like gay thing is whatever. You gay is getting promoted. They got niggas wearing dresses. They're trying to effeminate. But I think that culture of like street shit is way more detrimental to black people than the gay agenda. I feel like that's if you look at music media, you got Lil Nas X, who's like gay, and it's mostly motherfuckers about killing millionaires, promoting killing, robbing, drugs, this to kids. Lil Nas X like a blip. Who else is like a major figure that's gay, whatever? You want to say niggas wearing dresses? That's cool, whatever. But when people listen to Young Thug, they not like, oh, Young Thug's gay, he wore a dress. They listen to murder, kill, streets, this, that, and that. That's what they listen to. They can look at like, oh, Young Thug's in a dress, but the content is still like, we doing killing, drive-by, spin the block, do that. This is the culture. If you ain't a part of it, it's like when I talk about rap shit all the time, people say, you ain't part of the culture because I'm not on the motherfucker like street and like doing shit like that. Like I'm not, you see it all the time. These journalists, like, he's not a street guy, so he's not, what people say, you're not valid to even discuss this situation going on. Like I can't discuss anything. Like people getting locked up. Like niggas get hit with RICO charges. People in the comments, you not valid enough to discuss this because you ain't from this. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? I can talk about anything under the sun. If it's information about it, I can talk about it. But if you're not that, then you're not validated. I feel like that's more detrimental. People getting killed in Chicago, killed in this place, that's more detrimental than like this gay agenda. That could be there, whatever. It's a gay agenda. All right, whatever. But to the downfall, that imagery, that promotion, that whatever, that acceptance, people like it's okay, it's whatever. Oh, they killed 30 people this week. Oh, whatever.
I don't disagree with you. Because I mean that's a big majority of our people live in the hoods and deal with that all the time. But like I said, I don't think it's more of a competition. I would say that you're right. But just like the feminist agenda, how I feel like I you know how my quarrels with that. I feel like that's a big product. So if you was to ask me what's the difference, do you feel like the feminist agenda or the gun violence? I'm gonna tell you, I feel like the feminist agenda have just as big as effect on why our community's fucked up. Because that teaches women independence. It teaches you don't have to depend or work with men. It teaches you fuck men are trash. When we really think about all the things that's entrenched with feminism, how you end up getting to the theme of men is trash and all this shit. I think that's just as deadly because the long-term effects of that, we don't build together, we don't work together, we stay separate. So yeah, a lot of people are dying, but also I think a lot of kids, more single kids are going to be, people going to keep having sex, but it ain't going to be no homes. It's not going to be, it's even more women say, I don't even want the man in his life. I just want to do it on my own. It's even more and more women having that sentiment. And that's only going to create more and more destruction in our community. So I feel like that's more rampant. The single mother and the where that really comes from is how they destroyed our home. I think that's more rampant than, I think that's a product of the kids being killed. And the kids coming out to be like that. It's because of the broken homes and single parents and shit like that, whether it's male or female. Mm-hmm. I mean, because single parents in general is just a lower percentage that the kid is going to be productive. So
yeah, if you look at the statistics, people with fathers tend to be more like, of course, it's outliers. Everybody ain't gonna get right, but the statistics is 2-parent households. Most people succeed out of that than a single parent household.
So I think that's more deadly because I think that's the root of how we get to these shootings and dysfunction because people don't have shit. People don't have culture. People don't have family. We don't have no roots. We don't have no community. We don't have no resources. Why? Because we have no homes. The resources start from family. No family, no structure. So we out here lonely, fending on ourselves. Every man for themselves, even in your family. So
I think with the feminists, I feel like some people should be able to. I feel like there's like levels and shit, right? Like if you're a woman who's like a lawyer or whatever, you're making a good amount of money. If you want to be in that same like area, that's fine. You want to be in that area. But if you're like a chick who working like, if you're a chick, you got I don't know the specific job, but you have a chick making 50,000. And you're looking at a dude who making like 60, 50, you shouldn't be looking down on. Y'all should get together, live like. But the problem, like you saying, is there's a chick that's making 50 that's looking down on the dude that's making 50, and they only want the, the person that's not even like you're not even on this person's level. What makes you think you're gonna be up here with them when you're not even on their level? But you get mad. You get mad whenever they say you're not on my level. Like I'm up here, you're down there.
Yeah, and that's some Western shit.
And that just goes like it's a lot of shit going on in the world that people ain't talking about. There's a lot of shit going on. Like I think, do we talk about when China's like up in they like masculinity training? North Korea, they banned skinny jeans, they banned mullets, they banned shit that they felt was like Western bullshit going on over there. We ain't doing that over here. Russia, they don't do shit like that. They do whatever they do, and they're trying to like beef up they shit. Not
You think there's something wrong with that?
No, I mean that's their thing. Yeah, do what you want to do.
I mean,
dictatorship.
I mean, people don't got no say over there any damn way.
If
they say that's like it is, that's what it is. But I think America do be having too much freedom sometimes. I think people do give like shit like a bad rap. I think America gets like a bad rap. Like I say it all the time. Like, all right, yeah, America got some fucked up shit, but all right, people over there in Saudi Arabia, Middle East, they still killing people for being gay. They don't play that shit. North Korea, they ain't playing that shit.
The problem is we're functional, like most of America are functioning opioid addicts. Like America has big fucking issues. We just don't. It don't look the same. It don't look the same as theirs. But bro, I'm telling you, people are just
every place got issues. Like all the places got issues. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in America. You wouldn't want to be under no dictatorship.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Every society, they all got their own setup. To me, America, capitalism. Honestly, bro, it's basically a gamble. It's like a big gamble. And you got to realize, like, people fall in certain places. Like, certain people, you know what I'm saying, end up staying at the bottom. You the working class. That's where you end up. Some people middle class, upper middle class. And then we got, you know what I'm saying, the higher up to the 1%. It's a gamble. Some people climb the ranks and make it all the way up. Some people don't go nowhere. Some people stop in the middle. It's like a gamble. Like, they all end up falling somewhere. And shit, that's kind of the game we playing over here. But shit, a lot of people find it better than
being in the dictatorship. Yeah.
Hey,
I just want to argue.
You gonna work here? You gonna make this?
I want to argue. We feel we have better, but would you rather have would you be under dictatorship if you could have a family, if you had community? Because these places still have those things. They still have culture. These people still allowed to live their life happily. Like we say, some of the not, I ain't gonna say even third world, some of the people that have less find happiness in just the simple things. Like, I think we're overloaded. I think
you can have a family.
We got luxuries. Huh?
You can have a family. What you mean?
You can have family, but it's different, bro. It's different. The traditional roles, like how you have to work is much like, bro, you hustle and bustle here versus like, let's say people that live on farmlands in like Siberia or shit like that. They constantly building their family. They have they aunties, they aunties, and everybody's in the house type shit. Not just your little part of the family. That's what I'm saying. Like,
you're talking about like everybody live together.
Like, in a sense. So like you grow up like that. You grow up with everyone kind of around.
I guess that's just not the culture of like American. Go out, fly, go do your own shit. Get away from the family when you get older. Get the hell out of here.
I think if you was to check people brain neurons, people are more happy with that shit, even though they don't have all the fancy shit we got than what we have. I think people are more miserable. We have more, but I think that comes with more misery and depression and opioids. I think people that may be under dictatorships are still more happier than us. Because
you saying that, but
I'm telling
you
you,
still capable of that. Like I don't know, but I mean, if people down here, if y'all want if your whole family, cousins, sisters, aunties want to all come together and put in on a big house and all live together, they
that's
could, bro.
unrealistic
Like
these
this.
days. You don't grow up with it.
How?
Like
Why?
it's not even
No,
natural.
they didn't grow up with it, but you could choose
It's
it.
not unrealistic.
If that's what,
People just
if,
say, yeah,
if
like
that's what you want, you could do it.
I'm talking about in this
Like
reality,
here,
bro.
if that's what you want, you could do it. Over there,
People not doing that right now, bro. That's just not. It's not encouraged. It's people. People are independent. They want to do everything on their own. They want to have more than others. They don't want to share, bro. That's this is society, bro. So it's not. That's not something. That's why I say it's not unreal.
it's not.
It's
You say it's not a
unrealistic.
society, but it's freedom. They chose those things.
But I'm telling you. But you can say chose, but it's also something that we was born into. Like we're products of our environment. We wasn't raised in community. We wasn't raised in this loving, know your neighbor fucking type shit. We was taught to be standoffish and a bunch of other shit. And I'm saying I get that America is lovely and it's this first world country and we have a bunch of comforts. But I'm telling you, I'm sure a lot of people prefer what they have: their family, their community, their beautiful culture, and their peace of mind. Most Americans don't have peace of mind. Most Americans are living day to day. I'd rather just have a farm in Siberia or some shit where I know I can at least do this consistently. I think
it's because you looking at it from like going over there, but when you born in that over there already, why you think people trying to flee these places to come here? We ain't trying to flee to go there.
I'm not talking about like places that got refugees and like
I'm talking about
wars and shit
China.
like
I'm
that.
talking about North Korea. These ain't
bro. Like when you look at the Discovery Channel, there's people that live on mountains and shit, bro. That's completely secluded with their family. Everybody not living up top of each other in shacks and shit. I'm just saying in general, people that have community and shit, even if they have a dictator, like you said, the dude, he can just go out and form no matter if it's a dictator or whatever the fuck. For the most part, he got his land and shit. It ain't like people are getting pillaged and shit. Like
that can happen anywhere.
In that sense,
because it is
shit
Israelite and shit like that where slaves are being put. So
what D-Fran saying is, if you born on the farm and all you know is the farm, you never go nowhere but the farm, and you know family and community. That's all you know. So what's
more than that though? What's really more than that besides the
if you go somewhere else and see that there is more than that, then
what's more though? What's more than that? A bigger house? What's really more than that? What's more than family? Nothing's more important than family. Nothing's more important than friends. Nothing's more important than culture and the shit that humans have. Anything else is just some. Like, what more is there really? Like, we really asking that question. That's just something that we sold in America, and we have to do because that's how you survive. If you don't have the updated shit, it's harder to make it in this society. So we're forced to have to update. But
what more is there is the difference between this being all you know and you knowing what all there is to offer and choosing what you want to do and how you want to live.
I think we got open to a Pandora's box of what this luxury and all this shit is, but what's really like life is simple. If y'all watch the what's that movie that just came out? It was a cartoon with the dude, he had died. Soul. Y'all watch Soul?
Yeah.
It was simple things in life. He thought he was gonna become famous and grand, but it was still the simple things in life that made him happy. Like we think we're gonna get more, and all these things is gonna blow up, bro. The simple things in life will make us happy: family, friends, communion.
I think it's the option to do. I mean, yeah, you got all the bullshit, but I'd rather have the option to do bullshit.
We don't have the option to do that
shit.
because we got to work so much. My bad, cutting y'all off, bro.
No, you good. But it's like even like in China now. It's like, okay, China, we are now allowing you to have 3 children now. Now you guys are allowed to have. At first, a couple years ago, you could only have 1 kid in China. If you had more than 1 kid, I don't know what they did with them, killed them, put them in concentration camp. I don't know what the fuck they did with them kids. North Korea, you can't do shit. You don't watch shit. You praise this person. If you get out of line, they can kill you in firing squad. You can't even speak illy of Kim Jong-un in North Korea. If you say, I don't like Kim Jong-un, they will take you from your house and kill you. I wouldn't want to live like that. I'd rather be
like that in our community too.
Who's pulling you out your house? You saying shit about COVID, whatever, all this shit. Ain't nobody gonna come pull you out your house and kill you. We cannot broadcast like this in Korea. I couldn't be in Korea saying like how we talk shit about Trump. You could not do that shit in Korea. You'd be dead in the morning.
I understand. Those are worst case scenarios, but there's plenty of land and there's plenty of shit where people don't have to deal with that type of shit.
But they got that shit in America. There's people in America that's like the country motherfuckers ain't dealing with none of that bullshit. Like I said, the people that live between Houston and Dallas, that just in the middle of nowhere, they live in their goddamn life. They ain't worried about shit. They doing whatever. But like think about China, right? I think he's like the 20th richest dude in the world, Jack Ma. He owns like Alibaba. He spoke out on the Chinese government. That motherfucker ain't been heard. Well, no, he ain't been heard or seen from in 6 months, and he's worth $50 billion. He ain't been heard, seen from, nothing, because he spoke. We don't know if he's in a concentration camp. We don't know where the hell he's at.
Oh, that happened to people in America. I'm not gonna cap. Eric Snowden out of the country.
That's people who they're seeing as leaking intelligence. But you're not gonna have Jeff Bezos. My thing is Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, because that's what he is in China. He's Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. They talk shit about Trump. They ain't fuck with Trump. Them niggas still
Trump is an act though. I'm
talking about the government. I'm talking about speaking on the government in general. Over there, you can't do that shit. They come to get you. We'll give it them. If you got 100 million, 100 billion, we come to get you.
I get it.
So Bryce, what you saying is what would build a happy person is community. What else?
Family, friends,
community, family,
and friends.
What else?
And
food
and shelter.
Right. And you grew up with those things?
Not really.
But you grew to see and learn that those things are available, and you choose and want those things.
But it's not the same, because even if I try to do it, most people not investing in shit like that, and it's not the same when you grow up entrenched in it.
Not a lot of shit is the same anywhere. We don't control that, but you got to do that. You want to live that life. You didn't grow up.
I'm working on that.
D-Fran didn't live on however many acres of land with his own whatever, but he seen that, and that's what he wants, and that's how he wants to live.
What is D-Fran's likelihood of inviting people to his shit? He not gonna trust people like that. He not gonna fuck with people like that.
Oh, you talking about you want to build a community, like you want to build like not a cult, but you want to build like how Amish people do. They go get their land, they build their own shit, they like shit like that.
Preferably over time, that's what I would want. But I'm saying that should be something that everyone's doing naturally, but it's not something that entrenched in us.
So if you was in charge, you just make everybody do that.
That would be it wouldn't be a make you do that if you had solid homes and you didn't make your people work. If we wasn't focusing on luxury, we focused on other things in life. We focused on people, not military. We didn't spend billions of dollars in military. We didn't spend billions of dollars on NASA. If we put money and reallocate it to other things, yeah, we could have better homes. We don't have to make people work 50, 60 hours just to fucking live. Yeah, I would try to treat my citizens a lot better. Yeah, and then that would naturally create communities and homes, because people could spend more time being outside. We can't spend time talking to people like that. I barely can spend time with y'all niggas. Why? Because we gotta work, make money, move. And I think people that can slow down and take a breath are more happy in life, because I don't think they're dealing with the opioid crisis. I don't think they're dealing with the suicide crisis like the male population has. Or like America, I'm not saying I wouldn't want to live in a third world country or a country that's filled with war, obviously, but we're not far off. I'm just saying, like, especially when you talk about the mental war and the mental games that they play with us to keep us fucked up, to keep us depressed. And a lot of the shit we see as freedoms, a lot of shit keep us entrapped. It's a part if you read The Rat Race, that's a big part of that. When people talk about the rat race, the chase to have more, the chase to think that, that's a part of that. Like, that's a serious case that Americans have. But we also forced to do that, though. We also forced to do that, man. Because, like I said, if you don't do that, you can't live.
You outside.
Yeah. So I'm not saying it would take that's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily people can really just do it because you're so forced to have to do other things. You can't prioritize community when you got to go work for another job. You can't in
your ideal community, you got to contribute to the community, right? You can't just be there, right?
But what you gonna contribute when you don't got that much? When most people live check to check, week to week. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of things that would have to go on differently to even people want to be invested into community. A lot of people are so selfish, and it would be so hard to build.
I think you just have to have a cultural shift in the ideology of like American people. Because if you look at a lot of the immigrants, like if you just look at them, it's like my grandma lives here, my aunt, my this, my that, my that. All these people live in this apartment, this house, and then they end up, doing whatever they do in immigrant life, making money, whatever, living. Like I seen a guy who was like, he was an immigrant, and we could end it here. It's fucking 12:00, but it was a show called, fuck, what was it called? Blue Collar Millionaires, right? He was an immigrant. He ended up opening a bunch of like car dealerships. He was opening up. Started with an auto garage. He started opening up car dealerships. He bought a big ass mansion, $10 million. He said, "You know what I did as soon as I got the house? I moved my entire family into this." And I know it's dramatic because it's a big ass house, but like most people, like, would you think to do that? Bryce, if you got $10 million, is you gonna invite your grandma, your mama, your sister, your brother?
I'm not that close to them to even want to do that. I didn't grow up.
But
with
now,
family,
but you would think now that you have that ability to not focus on the rat race, the money, why wouldn't you want to build? Because don't you think if you could take away money from your family and stress, y'all could build a stronger connection because y'all ain't got to worry about none of that shit you got to worry about on a day-to-day basis.
True. That's a great point.
Y'all not worried about y'all just living life.
I don't be thinking about my pockets. They gonna always need something. What they gonna be doing around the house? They just gonna because I'm the first nigga to do it. This ain't something that's normal for us. So
where's your sense of community though?
Bro,
what if you ain't got to worry about that?
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the theory of most people because most people are rich and have a big ass house with only 2 or 3 people in it. Most people don't feel. I'm not talking about me in general. What I would want to do, even then, what I would want to do. You gotta think of my cultures and my belief. If you're gonna come in my household, you gotta follow my rules. But you're not gonna want to do that because we didn't grow up in the same cultures. I got a whole spiritual belief that my granny. So even if we didn't have money, my granny got her beliefs and she don't fuck with my shit. My girl in there doing tarot, she think that's devil shit. That can't exist in the same household. So we didn't even grow up in the same type of culture. Because we didn't grow up like a real community, like a Muslim family. Everybody's a Muslim.
Rob left?
Yeah, shit, it looked like his phone might have died or something. I don't know. But bro, Muslims, everybody got the same shit. Like Israelites, everybody got the same beliefs in the household. The girl not trying to be fast, the people ain't trying to do this and that. Like if I say something don't go, that should be naturally accepted because everybody already kind of know that.
Yeah.
But if you bring all type of family in your house, bro, you already know they're gonna be acting all type of crazy and doing all type of shit. They ain't gonna be wanting to listen. They may listen to you because you got the money, but my boy back.
He in the waiting room. He gotta get.
He tried to invite me.
Now how do we invite him? I don't got him on my thing. That shit funny. It's like, where Rob go? We all good people. We here have great conversation. If you still listen to this damn far, we appreciate you for listening. Make sure you subscribe, SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, all that good shit like that. We about to have my boy Rob come back from the waiting room. I don't know where he went.
All right, I just invited him.
All right, let's see if I can get him in the waiting room, and I'm going to add him right on back in. Let's see. Okay, Rob is in the waiting room. Get him back. He back. We don't know what the hell happened, but he back.
But
yeah, my bad.
You could just, if you want to say something, like I say, bro. So what I'm really trying to say is, since we didn't grow up entrenched in the same type of cultures and stuff, we all kind of grew apart. We all grew doing our own independent thing. When you try to come back, that's going to be especially when you think about people's core values. Well, like, what about when election time comes? One house side of conservatives, the other side Democrats. Like my mama vote for Joe Biden. I'm like, mama, we're not even voting in this household. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm just being.
Damn, you damn dictator. Just have individuality.
I feel what you're saying, but you said community and family. And are you saying you would want to start that with your current family?
Yeah, I try to build that, but my family is gonna be something I build, and that's as a man, that's how it happens anyway. You leave your nest to go build your own family, and if anybody that's in my family wants to come around and join my shit and then be invested, that's fine. It's just like the friend conversation. The friends that want to work and understand what I'm doing, that's fine. But every family member not gonna go, and that's most family members already exit themselves out of that conversation. Honestly,
so.
Just based off character alone,
you wouldn't want to give. You just wouldn't want to give them the opportunity, period, just to come live.
I could give them money, but I wouldn't want to live with them. I wouldn't want to live with them.
You wouldn't want them to live with you.
It's my community. It's my shit that I built. What you mean? I'm gonna have
Yeah,
rules.
you sound real American, bro. I. I thought you
Well,
were
I
trying
don't
to
have a
build a
choice.
community and provide opportunities so everybody could build and grow. But
Everybody
only
that's
under a certain umbrella though.
which is my community. I don't know what you're saying. I'm confused. Like
It's
your
like
Now you
community
like
can have
if
a
you
I
certain.
like if I had the Wyoming shit and I was like,
You're just not gonna
Bryce.
let anybody come.
No, I was like, but if I let you come, but I was like, Bryce. Well, I guess okay, because like, you probably just say, "Well, I wouldn't come." I guess.
What you gonna say?
I was like,
What you gonna
if I
say?
was just like say like how you said, this isn't me. I don't really give a fuck about this. Just say how your grandma said that tarot card shit is devil shit. But I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, when y'all live here up on that mountain, y'all can't do none of that shit y'all doing over there. Or would you rather me just be like, we live in here together? You could be a Republican, you could be a goddamn whatever. We just live in life. We here together,
No, I
family,
understand that. I
community.
understand that. I understand that.
If
And
y'all don't
that's
agree,
fine.
now people
That's
really
fine.
live like that, and it's like they really care about shit like that. Like, oh, this person sport, that's just dumb shit to me. Like,
I would have to get there to see, but like I said, bro, I don't. People really don't change just because you got money. People still be a crutch. People, so I don't like. Just because how people was raised, they wasn't raised with good culture. Just because you my family, and I'm not gonna be over like, oh yeah, you're my family, so I know you're special. No, nigga, y'all got bad qualities like a lot of other people, and I'm not just gonna accept just anybody into my shit, bro. I worked hard for this, and I don't. If you're not gonna acquiesce to my qualities and standards, bro, then no, you don't deserve to be here. That's the standard that I raised for my community, and I worked hard to fucking build. I deserve to have a fucking standard, if anything. But like the only thing I'm saying about Rob, I get what you're saying. Of course, I'm gonna try to build for that, but I'm saying it's natural in every other communities, and I think even when I think people enjoy that shit. I think people are more happy when they have that shit. Obviously, when if gunshots being shot outside their house, no, that's fucking crazy. But
I might get you saying it's
I don't want to keep dragging this shit. But
everything's a culture thing. When it really comes down to it, everything's a culture thing. Honestly, that's just the way it is.
and we don't have that culture here. It's not
Like
it's
when
not,
you when I came, like I go out, like when I was in Tomball and I came to Humble, it's a culture shock. I ain't never heard of Bloods, Crips, this, that. I didn't know what the hell none of that shit was. I'm like, we 12 years old. What the hell y'all talking about? Y'all in gangs? They talking about fighting each other? I'm like, hold on. Now people used to fight, but it wasn't like the shit they talking about over here. It's like when you hear people say like, oh, I was 15 and my parents kicked me out at 15. It's like, what the fuck? Kicked you out at 15? Like, I don't think that's a normal
my mom was like,
thing.
I'm gonna kick you out at 18. You gotta fend for yourself. Like if you're not in school, that's talking that shit like that is not community. Shit like that don't raise natural shit for you to want to just
right.
be.
You're right. But that's that's how she grew up. That's what she learned. That's how she was taught. And so on and so forth.
I'm smart. I
That's
can
her fault?
understand what you're saying, but most people gonna be spiteful. Most people gonna look out for themselves because that's what you got, bro. You got thrown to the streets, nigga. That ain't something light, bro. That ain't something light. Being kicked out of your house at 18 and not really having that ain't nothing light. So a lot of people not gonna be like, oh, I'm all loving and family when nigga, where was my family when most of my life I had to fend for myself? And when I made it, you want to be here? That's family. I guess I don't consider that family. My family is the people that I worked with to get to where I was. And if you wasn't a part of that process, then just because you're blood, that don't count to me. And I'm more. That's how realistic. And maybe people can call it harsh, but I think most people would think like that. And I
agree
think
with
that's a
that.
product of America. We get thrown out. Your parents can't really. And I'm not gonna blame my mama because she got 3 other kids or she got to take care of other shit. Like, bro, she can't have you there all the time. I understand that, but you got to understand how that creates a dynamic and a shift between communities and families. That don't lead to bonding long term. Like, I can't call on you during hard times. There's always some shit. Like, bro, that makes me hard off to my family.
It makes you like
But
resentful.
if you had if you are correct, I get you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But if you had the opportunity to remove all of those stresses and build that relationship.
It's possible. It's possible, but the people that we are, a lot of times it's like it changed so much. But I'm not saying we can't coexist.
I think a lot of the way people act is due to what you talk about. The money, the stress, the this, the that. I feel like if you, because you said what I have to do with, earlier you said something about what I have to pay them. It's like, now if they came to your house and you give them this big ass house, they got all this land, they can do whatever the hell they want to do, ride four-wheelers, fish, do this. And if they're like, hey, Bryce, give me $10,000 to go to the Gucci store, it's kind of like, Okay, this ain't what this is.
See what I mean?
This
That's what
isn't.
I.
This isn't overlook. This is to like be together. We got food. We got it. Entertainment. We got it. But all that extra shit y'all trying to go do.
And then they be
No.
like, I tell them to go work or something. Why I gotta go work? You got all this money, like shit like that gonna come up because niggas, they ain't grow up, they ain't work as hard as you did, so they're not gonna worship, and it's gonna be conversation that be had that shouldn't be had.
But I feel like that's the part you're leaving out. In America, it's a lot of people who like you can. I get certain circumstances, but some people that's not trying to work or do nothing and just live. What you do with those people?
That ain't my problem, man. That ain't not. Bro, that's we what I don't have the luxury to care about them. And if I make a lot of money, I still don't have the luxury to care about them. Because even that, bro, that's like you got to make crazy amount of money to just be frugal, or I mean not frugal, but just be able to take care of your family tree like that and not be worried. Like, bro, that's a lot of money. Feeding a family. Say you got 30, 40 people, 20 people in your house and you feeding them year round. It's a lot of fucking money.
You got a lot of bread for that shit.
A lot of fucking money. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to try it with my own shit. Like, I'm not going to say I ain't going to try it, but I can't say I ain't going to sit up here and say all my family.
You don't know if it's going to work out. You'd be willing to try it, but it might not work out.
And for me, it may work out because I'm understanding. I know how shit may work with chemistry and shit. But I'm talking about the average American. They're not thinking about that. They thinking about how can I get mines. And I think that leads, because doing anything independent leads to, bro, that's depressing, bro. Because it's hard, not easy. Versus other communities, they grow up working with their family. Even during struggle, they with their family. During hard times, they with their family. When we with hard times, we by ourselves, got barely anybody to talk to. Bro, that's a difference in how we move through life over time. And bro, the character we build over time. Like, so that's why I'm saying that's a product of America, you know, and it's hard for us to kind of build that. But I wish America had it, honestly, because I mean, we'll be more productive. We'll be more loving. We'll be more accepting, bro, because I mean, shit, we'll be raised better. We'll be more nurtured. We'll be cared for. But now, bro, all our kids, bro, everybody need a hug. There ain't been enough hugs in the world. That's why the world's so fucked up.
I mean, it's true. It's like, all right, man, you too gangster, man. Come here, goddamn, ain't that going on, bro? Goddamn, we chilling. Bro, I just hate being around people like that. They'll just be like overly aggressive. They're like, all right, dog, come on, goddamn, we
super
chilling.
Loud. Just
like people like we used to go to like places like you go to like when you're to high school, you go to like we about 2 hours in. I said we're gonna end after the last thing I said, but I just kept going. But like people like you in the club, you had like motions, night moves, like somebody just walking by, they accident. It's like, all right, you trying to go crazy, like god damn, calm the fuck down. I don't want to go play. It's like, calm, you ain't gotta fight. I stepped on my shoes. People get killed over stepping on shoes. It's like, all right, man, come on.
We worship luxury versus more than family and community.
You telling me these shoes is more? That means you think this person's life is pretty much worthless. If you think them stepping on your shoes is worth killing somebody, or like when Jordans used to be released, I seen a story. This dude got his box of Jordans. He was walking home. They literally killed this kid, like killed him. They didn't just steal his shoes and run off. They murdered him for one pair of Jordans. Two different people for one.
Happened a few times.
What is two people gonna do with one pair of shoes? Y'all gonna sell them for $250. So this kid's life was worth to you guys $250, $300, and now y'all in prison for the rest of y'all life.
My last point. In the 1950s, 1960s, Rosewood, Tulsa, and many other communities, even in the Houston area and Fifth Ward, we had communities. Even when we had racism around, we still had each other. We still played. We still had love and a lot of shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Even when you do go through a lot of that strife and turmoil, when you have your family, a lot of that shit is just different. When you have a community, you have your bubble, is different. And right now we don't have that. And I feel that's the only reason I said, I'm not saying third world, I would rather live in a third world country, but I'm saying I guarantee you a lot of them people be a lot more happier than us, even though we got more.
I get what you're saying. They be in fucked up situations, but at least when they come home at night, they're not alone in their fucked up situation. I get that. It's like in America, sometimes you come home alone and you like, fuck man, I ain't got no money to pay the rent. Oh shit, my lights out. But I'm alone. I'd rather come home to my lights out with my goddamn abuelita over there, my mom over there. We in this shit together at least. At least it just ain't me and this motherfucker fucked up. We all in here fucked up. Now if we all in here fucked up, we all need to get together because we all shouldn't be able to this bitch fucked up together. But I get what you're saying. It's like I'm coming home by myself fucked up. At least they coming home like on some Charlie and the Chocolate Factory shit. Both the grandparents laying their ass there, the mama there, the daddy there. We in this hut at Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but at least, you know, we got our people around us that love us.
At least we got the folks. At least we got the fam.
I get it. But that's all we got for you guys, man. This is a 2 hour. What we at? 2 hours and 39 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed that long. It was a good. I think it was one of the best episodes.
Ooh-wee.
The episodes where we just kick it, talking shit. I think those are the best episodes. But you can follow me, D Friend Senior, on DIFRA and SR, not the full senior. I'm not even a senior, so I need to change. I'm the first, but whatever. I'm tired.
I ain't got nothing.
Y'all ain't got nothing.
Hey, find me on Instagram, Jiggy Black Hippie, one word, spelled correctly.
Stay light.
All right, man. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.